Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're doing really well. 2025 is nearly at it. Why my hat's got a semi. I don't know what's going on here. 2025 is nearly over. I was looking back over the past 12 months at some of my favorite Karens in court for the past year, and I've compiled them all here for you. It's a long one. Make sure and hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what your favorite ones are. If there's any that I missed that you would like to see, let me know, because it'd be cool. Be cool to kind of see ones that I haven't seen before or whatever. It's been an interesting year. It's been tough at times. It's been great at times. But that's life, and I hope you're all
I'm 89 years old. I just want to live in peace. I don't need this harassment from them.
All right, that's all for today, Mr. Wallace.
You should have known they'd protect her.
Okay, now next will be Danielle and Brian Johnson versus Kelly Phoenix. Okay, all right, and Miss Phoenix, I see that you were served with the notice of the hearing on July 8th. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, and so same thing, I'm going to swear the parties in here. The Johnsons are the petitioners here, so they're going to get to go first, and then I'll hear from you, Miss Phoenix, and make a decision, okay? All right, so can I have all you raise your right hands, please? And do you each swear the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll hear from the Johnsons first.
Okay. Do you want us to start? I know you have all the paperwork. Do you want us to start from the beginning, from the 2 years ago, or 2 years of this?
Well, it's really up to you, but do keep in mind that I do have your whole petition here, which is made part of the record, and I'm aware of it.
Okay. So basically, this has been 2 years ongoing with Kelly. She was a member of the gym. She started stalking our grappling instructor, Paul. He is a lawyer, by the way. She sent, over 100, 125 emails to him during the day. So we had to let her go out of his class. And when Brian would explain it to her that she can't take it because of her mental illness, she's diagnosed schizophrenic and she has psychosis. I've also talked to her two sisters, one that she lives with, that says she doesn't take her medications, and her estranged husband, but she was under the impression that Paul had the same for her as she did with everybody else in the gym, telling Brian, well, you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't see that energy. And Brian's like, no, he does not want you in the class. Like, it was just too much. And so she kind of just stayed to herself in the gym, walked on the treadmill. And then soon after that, she had in her mind that Brian wanted to be with her. And that's why Brian kicked her out of Paul's class. And then she started in with Brian. And so we had to kick her out of the gym because she was just getting crazier and crazier. So you see all the stuff that she did. She sat behind his car several times when he was leaving the gym, sent him flowers, sorry. All those texts, emails, trying to get together, trying to have drinks. She did that also to a couple other guys in the gym. Then it kind of died down a little bit. She put a horrible email out, or a text, a Facebook message that you have a copy of that she took down after I confronted her with that, but it got out to members. And then she kind of died down for a while until a couple weeks ago, where she started sending out those emails about those horrific things about our daughters, Brian, and then the second one stating that Brian and I did a murder to hire here and all this crazy stuff. And we have all the proof for that. We're just doing a civil suit on that part of it. But what we're concerned about, and also the police officer in South Carolina states, because of her mental instability, he's concerned her blasting these emails out to businesses and members that somebody is with our addresses, our kids' names, that somebody is going to believe some of that stuff, and they're scared for our livelihood or what's going to happen to our business. And Kelly has said about 5 months ago, her estranged husband said she was going to come back here, and she has it in her mind that she is welcome back into our gym. And so our members are afraid. Our kids are afraid of her, just because she's not well. And we're just trying to protect that. And I, you know, if she does come back here, I don't know why she would come back here. Her estranged husband and kids both have restraining orders on her. So she doesn't have anything here, but being her mental illness, I just don't trust her at all with what she's capable of doing. And then her husband, we have a letter from him to ex-husband, or soon to be ex-husband, said that she was trying here to get a gun. She really wanted to get a gun. And he was afraid because how she was talking about me, because, you know, she thinks that Brian wants to be with her and I need to be basically removed from the situation. So that's about all, but you have all the rest. So we're just really afraid of what she might do or what she's capable of.
And Mr. Johnson, did you want to say anything as well?
Just, that's pretty much it, Your Honor, in a nutshell. Just, she's shown up to our gym after I've removed her from the gym, blocking me in behind my vehicle. I've taken pictures of that. She's been sending me flowers, emails stating that she thinks that we have this thing between us, which we don't, which I don't understand, because she's never really been in my groups in my gym. She's been with everybody else, and how this turned from my grappling instructor to me, I just can't fathom it. I don't understand why she's doing this. And she's done this to a couple of my other members of my gym, that she's wrote them letters and emails and so forth. And these are married men. And finally, I had to remove her from my gym. And then that's when the hardcore stalking started, where she was showing up behind my vehicle at 9 o'clock at night, blocking me in. And I called Lacey PD when this happened way back. And they were saying, get a restraining order. I should have back then. I thought it was going to go away. And then the crazy Facebook post stating that I broke into her house and put video surveillance cameras in her house. I put trackers on her phones. Then the final one is she's emailing all my sponsors to my Northwest Fight Challenge event and all the members of the gym, stating that I raped my kids and that I raped all their friends. And then she's stating, and she wrote another email out to everybody, blasting it out again, that my most favorite, that I've confided in her that I'm raping, and my most favorite is my adopted sister, which I don't have an adopted sister, but she's putting this crazy stuff out there that my favorite person I'm raping is my adopted sister, which I don't have, you know, and so forth. But I mean, it's just, I fear for my wife, myself, my kids, members of my gym, that this lady that it clearly has mental issues is going to show back up here in the state of Washington every day since I've removed her from my gym. When I open my door to leave the gym, I scan the parking lot looking to see whether or not she's going to be around the corner with a gun, that, you know, something bad's going to happen to me or my family, because if she can't have me, nobody can. Or if she removes my wife from the situation, you know, then we're going to have whatever she thinks in her delusional mind that she's going to get. I just want her nowhere around us because she's unstable, and I just want to feel safer in our business, our home, from this lady that's clearly mentally ill. And so, and you have everything there that she's been doing, the emails, everything, and she's blowing my home address out to emails to people. Like my wife was stating, if one person believes this, are they going to come and try to burn my house down? You know, are they going to try to do something bad to me or my wife or my kids because they're going to believe what she's stating in these emails that she's putting my personal address and my kids' name into? I just want it to stop, and I want her to be away from us, and a restraining order will restrict her from, there's consequences if she disobeys a restraining order.
All right, thank you both. Okay, Miss Phoenix, it's your turn to tell me your side of it.
Okay, deny or refute a lot of what they said. It's outright false or wild or exaggeration. Now, I did file a mutual restraining order against them. However, unfortunately, it was not there in time. I think I filed it. I sent it to the wrong email address. You may have some things I've already submitted. So I do have a mutual restraining order request on both of them. And I also have a police report made over years ago. So when I joined this gym, it was in 2015, and he kicked me out of his gym in 2017 as a direct result of having rejected his sexual advances towards me. And so a lot of this happened a long time ago. I deny any kind of stalking behavior. In fact, I have accused him of stalking me and is why I had to leave the state. He clearly admits to having called my family, my husband, completely inappropriate. He has information and inaccurate information about that. He's also been the one posting things on his business's Facebook page. The petition I have submitted and will submit a more thorough one today at the correct email address will show the evidence that I will submit about things that they posted, things that they texted as well. Danny Johnson called me, threatened me. Brian Johnson threatened me as well. I prepared a statement to a declaration to in response to this, if I may read that.
It's your decision.
Okay. Okay, I declare that I've never stalked their employee, which was one of their claims, and certainly not continuously. The employee that Brian Johnson is presumably referring to is Paul Boudreau, who is Brian Johnson's jiu-jitsu instructor, as well as his personal attorney. Paul is also my former jiu-jitsu instructor. Now, Paul was the one who kicked me out of his class after I was in his class for almost a year, and it was through personal issues with him. And it was not Brian who kicked me out; it was Paul, and not as a result of stalking or inappropriate behavior. He thought I was disrespectful to him in class. Regarding the statement that I sat in behind my vehicle and behind Paul's vehicle and waited for him. On roughly 2 occasions upon leaving this gym for the night after that jiu-jitsu class ended in 2015, every weekday, Paul Boudreau was actually the one who started sitting behind my car several times at night. Now, I didn't think this was stalking or inappropriate. I just assumed this was chivalrous kind of behavior because it was dark. But we never talked about it. And so I did the same to him on only 2 occasions, mind you. But this is certainly not an example or evidence of me stalking him. But in Brian Johnson's own petition, he clearly admits that he inappropriately contacted both my husband and my lawyer, as well as my sisters, after I had suffered a nervous breakdown. As a result, I believe was terror stalking me, not only stalking me, but defaming me and slandering me in the whole community there, such that I felt the need to flee that state. I plan on finally being able to afford to hire a lawyer and subpoenaing some poor witnesses and having a civil case against them and having this finally proven. But I have not been able to afford that. My divorce settlement is next month. I will be returning to Washington then. Hopefully, I'm anticipating having some funds in order to do this.
It's like we just lost Miss Phoenix's connection. All right, we'll stand by for a minute here. There we go.
I'm sorry, my phone cut off. May I continue?
Yeah, we just lost you for a couple seconds there, so you can pick up where you left off.
Okay. In his own petition, he clearly admits that he's inappropriately contacting both my husband and my sisters, getting information from them. I did have a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago. I had never had any mental issues prior to that, certainly not when I was a member of their gym. And the diagnosis, which I refute, I believe is erroneous and ultimately was defined as related to marijuana usage, which I no longer even use. It's not legal in South Carolina. I have not used that for a while since moving here. I've made 2 separate police reports about the stalking behavior by Brian Johnson, but unfortunately was not able to obtain the copies of those reports in time to include with this response. I was actually hoping to have an extension, if that's possible, for evaluation of these what will be mutual petitions for protection, restraining orders. I've also submitted my own petitions for protection. They were filed this morning. Apparently, I sent an email to the wrong place, though you may have some I did file correctly a couple days ago. I suspect that the main reasons they have filed this petition, which I'm not even in the state, I don't understand why they think I've been stalking them. I certainly never talked to her. So I suspect that the main reasons they filed this petition, excuse me, is to attempt to thwart me pursuing further legal action against them, both civilly and criminally, as in the protection order, there was a request to prevent me from engaging in any further legal action against them. It behooves them to make me look insane as defense and distraction from my own old as well as ongoing accusations of their stalking of me. It is a very timely action of theirs, as I will be returning to Washington next month to finalize my divorce for my husband. And I feel threatened from Brian Johnson and Danny Johnson, both of them of which have threatened me. As I've long suspected that Brian installed or had someone install stalkerware or spyware apps on both my cell phone and laptop that I left unattended in his gym, they would have been privy to this information. I'm anticipating receiving money for my divorce settlement, at which point I will finally be able to hire an attorney to subpoena some critical witnesses that can corroborate the definite pattern of defamation that Brian has been applying to me in retaliation for having rejected his sexual overtures towards me. His being rejected by me is why Brian Johnson kicked me out of his gym one day after I had rebuffed him. I definitely do not believe that I'm welcome back in his gym, nor do I want to be. I never want to be in that place again or see him or see any of them. I suspect Brian Johnson to be a predatory, malignant narcissist who has a definite warped sense of reality and gaslights everyone. He is a former part-time Tumwater, Washington police officer. The day after he prematurely ended my gym contracts, I went back to his gym to attempt to speak with him. He'd been very upset and he kicked me out. When I did so, he threatened me with the, quote, dossier that he had told me that he had been compiling against me. Very private information from my life that he should not have known, which led me to speculate that he still has and abuses access to the private confidential information in the Tumwater police database. I've never signed John back to his gym on occasions to attempt to talk to him in his patients. And again, that was in 2017. And though I was not interested in him, I'd been friendly with him. I sent many emails to him following being kicked out of his gym. I sent a lot of emails to Paul, but that was throughout the year I was his student, not afterwards. And I've not since sent any emails to Paul Boudreau. So this was about 7 to 8 years ago. I've not sent any emails, called them, seen them, or made contact with them since then. As my husband and I have been engaged in an acrimonious custody battle and prolonged separation, my husband was able to acquire sole custody of our kids through duplicitous means. I was never a threat to my children. It had nothing to do with any mental health issues. It was ultimately a misunderstanding, and it's something that I hope to rectify very soon in my divorce settlement. I'm not sure what emails Brian Johnson is referring to. And also, when I received this petition, I didn't receive any kind of, I don't know what it says he attached some evidence to his case, but I didn't receive anything like that. And I had been under the assumption that that had to be included. So I seek for a continuance of this when I have all of my paperwork over.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Phoenix. All right. I'm not going to grant a continuance. I was clear in the beginning. I asked the parties if they were ready to proceed, and all the documentation was filed with the court in a timely manner. So I don't see any reason why any exhibits or any other documentation wouldn't have been available to the parties well in advance of today's hearing.
Sir,
Yeah, Ms. Phoenix, I'm going to ask you not to.
Okay.
Ms. Phoenix, I'm going to ask you not to
Okay.
interrupt. Okay. I'm going to actually insist on that. This is the part of the case. Now I've heard both sides. I'm going to tell you my decision and I'll explain why I made it. That's not an invitation for you to interrupt or argue. Okay. If you do, I'm going to have the clerk mute your microphone and that'll be your end of participating in the hearing. Clear enough?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the parties have presented their cases. The Johnsons are the petitioners with the burden of proof to show by a preponderance of the evidence they're entitled to the order that they have asked for. And they, in my view, based on the testimony that they provided today and the exhibits that they provided as well, that this is clearly a case where they've established that stalking has occurred. They've supported that through their testimony as to the actions of Miss Phoenix. They've supported that through the various letters and emails and other forms of communication by Miss Phoenix that they have found to be upsetting. Those things have gone on over a period of time. They're targeted at the Johnsons. They clearly express a desire that the Johnsons should be placed in fear for their safety, not only from Miss Phoenix, but from other people that she is attempting to create the impression that the Johnsons may need to fear as well. This is all obviously coordinated or linked in a way to make the Johnsons feel intimidated and scared at all times. And based on their reaction to the various kinds of communications, they have been scared. And a reasonable person in their position would be scared based on the actions that Miss Phoenix has taken. There's no lawful purpose to any of this. The only caveat I'll say in that is that if there's any litigation related to defamation or what you folks have referred to as libelous statements or slander, that's beyond the scope of this court's jurisdiction in this matter, and that would have to be decided separately in a different kind of legal action in a different court. So I'm not making any pronouncements about the validity of any kind of defamation or whether any of that's actionable. I will therefore grant and enter a stalking protection order protecting the Johnsons. And I'm going to place that order in effect for 5 years. All right, I've signed the stalking protection order. As I've indicated, it's been reduced to writing and it will be available to both parties. The court clerk will send you each your copies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. And that'll end the hearing for today. And Kayla, we've got
Since the dawn of Zoom court, we've seen some very interesting things take place. It's kind of opened it up for all of us to be able to have a look at what goes on in there. Usually you see some interesting stuff going on in the background, but one thing that's always caught my attention, and it's something I'm sure that you've all seen at some point or another, is people arriving in court for driving related offences while sitting in the driver's seat of a car.
I do feel the need to point out he is in a vehicle. Mr. Bannis, you know if your client's in the back seat or if he's in the driver's seat?
But he outsmarted everybody by switching to the other seat.
Judge, he's clearly in a different seat.
So can you imagine what it was like yesterday when I was watching Judge Middleton's court and he had two people in a row show up in the driver's seat of their cars while being dealt with for driving related offences which rendered them licenseless? Have a look at these and tell me what you think down below.
This is file number 22537, People versus Tyler Shelton. Mr. Shelton got charged with no insurance, unregistered vehicle, and no proof of insurance. In fact, I don't think they can convict you of no insurance and no proof of insurance both. You're in the driver's seat of a car now. Mr. Shelton got charged with no insurance, unregistered vehicle, and no proof of insurance. In fact, I don't think they can convict you of no insurance and no proof of insurance both. You're in the driver's seat of a car now. Let me tell you what the deal is. No insurance is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of not less than $200. Having an unregistered vehicle is a misdemeanor, a plain old common misdemeanor of 90 days and or $100. And then the no proof of insurance is $150, but you can't be convicted of both no insurance and no proof of insurance. No proof is a civil infraction. What I would like to do is have you have a pretrial with the prosecutor, but they're not available this morning. The county prosecutor isn't available to do the instant pretrials. Have you made any effort to get insurance and get the plate straightened out?
Yes, I have everything straightened out, and I believe my wife said at the time that I got pulled over that I did have insurance. I just didn't have proof.
All right. Now that's the difference. No insurance is a 1-year misdemeanor. That means you didn't have any insurance. Not having a slip on you is no proof. That's a civil infraction.
Yeah.
So you got the plate straightened out and have
Yes,
valid insurance now?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Really wish we could do a pretrial right now, but I don't have anybody to do it. I'm going to set a pretrial live. I apologize. For next Thursday, September 15th. I want you to bring your proof of insurance and your plate. This could save you a lot of money.
Okay.
So we'll try that at 8:30 here at the courthouse next Thursday morning. We're going back live. We've been doing everything Zoom, and Supreme Court just gave us some guidelines in August about how to do things, and many of the things are going back to live real court, where people come in and sit in the courtroom, and I see them eye to eye. And so we're doing these. Plus, they actually want to see your documents. So next Thursday at 8:30 here at the courthouse. Do you still get your notice at Fulton Road?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you then next Thursday morning at 8:30 here at the court.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you for logging in on time.
Yep, thank you.
So that one wasn't too bad. It seems like there was a bit of a mix-up in paperwork or whatever. But this next lady had some stories to tell, and she really didn't seem to take it seriously at all. In fact, I got kind of Karen-y vibes off her. Let me know what you think, though. Maybe my Karen radar is all out of whack.
All right, Miss Kelly, could you turn on your mic?
Yep, it's on.
All right, let's talk about your case.
Sorry, I was late. I was bringing my kids to school.
Probably not a great idea to appear in court in the driver's seat of a vehicle and just openly admit to the court that you were driving your kids to school while you have no license, for which you're actually in court at this present moment. Way to go. You played yourself.
All right, well, you're here now. You didn't show up before. This was in order to show cause in an effort to not issue a bench warrant for your arrest. So let's talk about this one. This is file 221140T. It's an ordinance, and it's a Constantine case. Maybe I can get Mr. Bush to join us. You got a ticket on June 15th of 2022 in Constantine for driving with a suspended or revoked license. And you're sitting in the driver's seat of a car right now, which is very common. People are driving suspended and they keep driving suspended.
I had to take my kids to school.
Well, there's no take your kids to school exception to your just suspended driver's license. So anyway, you got the ticket. You had no proof of insurance and no registration plate. You didn't show up for your arraignment. You called to say you were gonna come on June 21st, then you didn't show up on the 23rd.
Yeah, I was actually in the hospital. I had a kidney infection. I have all the proof for that.
Then you called on the 27th, and they rescheduled it for July 7th.
This chick just really isn't taking this seriously at all. Have a look at her face.
So you had an unpaid ticket, and you were going to pay it, and Howard said he would reduce it. So I said,
Yeah, I haven't paid it yet because I haven't had the extra money to pay it yet.
all right. Well, and you're still driving, so that's not a good combination. So then I set it for August 11th at 8:30, and you didn't show up for that. So instead of issuing a bench warrant for your arrest, I set the matter for show cause for today. So let's take a look.
I have all the proofs for my vehicle though.
Well, you don't have a license.
Right, I'm working on that part.
Let's see what this is. 3. No proof of insurance. License was suspended. They told you that back in September of 21. Then you have for this case and another no proof of insurance. All right. All right, let me figure out where we are here. You got an unpaid ticket for no proof of insurance. You got another ticket for no proof of insurance on June 15th, the same time you got this driving suspended charge. You failed to appear in June. You failed to appear in August. Rather than issue a bench warrant, I did this show cause and you showed up today. You showed up late and you showed up behind the wheel of your car when you're still driving while you're suspended. And we've adjourned the matter for 3 months and you haven't paid anything on the tickets. So if you get this driving suspended, you're going to be hard suspended for a year. Mr. Bush, the Constantine Village attorney, was trying to work out some deal where he wouldn't have to, he could reduce the charge that wouldn't suspend your license. But you haven't held up your end of the deal. A, you didn't show up twice. B, you haven't paid off the tickets. And C, you're still driving. So I'm not sure what to do here. Perhaps we'll try one more pre-trial.
I just need a little time to pay my ticket. I just couldn't pay right then because I had been off work for my health issues, and then I had school that had just started back up, and I had to pay my household bills.
Well, let me say this. It's been adjourned for 90 days from June 15th to September 8th. You haven't paid anything, and you're still driving. You're playing Russian roulette. You're going to get pulled over, and you're going to get another driving suspended ticket. I don't know whether you have insurance or not. You can't get insurance.
All right, I'm calling it. I was right from the outset. She is a Karen. Not only that, but she's a smug Karen. Now, I know I'm going to get heat for that in the comment section down below, because anytime I call someone smug, I get 55 million people explaining to me what smug actually is. It's subjective. I'm saying it. She's a smug Karen. She ain't taking this seriously at all. Let me know down below. Do you think she's a smug Karen?
Well, you can't get insurance if you don't have a valid license. So,
I have insurance through Geico.
No, Karen, you don't have insurance, as the judge just said. You have to have a driver's license before your insurance is valid.
Well, it needs to be taken care of. You're driving your kids to school every day on a suspended driver's license. stop doing your hair. Try to pay attention to the fact that we're having a court case. I'm gonna adjourn this for a pretrial live. We'll go into October 6th. That's about a month from now at 8:30. If you've paid off those tickets, Mr. Bush will dismiss the driving suspended charge and turn it into a charge that won't suspend your license. And that is a benefit. My fear is you're going to get pulled over again between now and then. So my strong advice is stop driving until you fix this. You can fix it. You can fix it by paying off the tickets. Some people can't. They don't have American citizenship and they can't get a license, or they've got 3 drunk driving charges, or they've got 4 DWLSs. You can fix it by paying the unpaid tickets. You are playing a dangerous game by continuing to drive, and you heard it here. If you come in on a driving suspended, you and I are going to have a discussion about this conversation we just had. All right, I will see you live here at the courthouse. Do you still have the Constantine Street address?
Yep.
All right, well, you need to fix this and get out from under this. So I'll see you on October 6th. I want you to have that stuff paid off. You need to make it a priority.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
All right, thank you.
I have a couple of no-shows here.
So driving while suspended, so no license. Driving without valid insurance, which wouldn't be valid anyway because of the fact that she doesn't have a license. She misses court multiple times and then turns up to court in the driver's seat of the car, and the first thing she says is that she dropped her kids to school. Not a good move. And then you're getting every amount of leniency possible. I can't really understand why, if I'm honest. She's clearly not taking this seriously. She's smiling and grinning and playing with her hair and drinking root beer the whole way through this thing. She doesn't care. Anyway, folks, that's all I can take of this for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure and hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Consider hitting that thanks button down below. Loads of Irish Demon merch available. With some tip, if you break a law and you're not happy about getting picked up for it, all you have to do is make up your own laws. Just like this Karen. She was convinced that she was right, and the judge just left her talk. And she had a bit of a Karen outburst at the end.
Tuesday, September 6th, at the end of the day, to complete that application and return it to the court. Okay, so that gives you just about a week and a half. And then you have 60 days from today to pay the $150. Okay, ma'am?
So in the background, we got a naked man and she's smoking a cigarette.
How do I go about paying that?
You can come by the courthouse and pay that, or you can also give them a call and you can pay it online. Or excuse me, you can pay it over the phone as well. So if you have any question, call the clerk, or you can come in and pay that, okay?
One more time, what was the name of the application?
It's the traffic deferral program. If you have any questions, you can also come in to the clerk and they can print that out for you and give it to you, okay? All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Wyatt. So
yeah, I'm going to take the traffic deferral program.
All right, so same thing for you, sir. You have until the 6th at the end of the day to pay that. For
Okay.
you, it's $200 because you have 2 different infractions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So $200 within 60 days of today. Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, the reason I left the previous 2 cases play a little bit there is to just briefly explain what's going on. So for minor traffic infractions in that area, they allow you to do a deferral program. Basically, if you behave yourself for a set amount of time, pay a small fee and it doesn't go on your driving record. Or you can contest it and go to trial. They have a little mini trial and then there's a summary decision about whether or not you're guilty. This Karen, when she gets offered it, no, I'm gonna fight it. Now, before we get into the video, I want you to come up with a nickname for this lady, but be nice, but not too nice.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Fisher, can you hear me okay? Need you to unmute yourself, ma'am. All right.
Okay,
You do qualify for our traffic deferral program if you're interested in that. If you want to do that, you can do it once every 7 years. You're required to complete an application for the program by Tuesday, September 6th. You pay $150 thereafter within 60 days in full, and then stay out of trouble for a period of 1 year. At the end of that 1 year, the speeding ticket would be dismissed and it would never go on your driving record. If you were to get into any trouble during that 1 year, it would go on your driving record, but you would not owe any more money. Is that something you're interested in, ma'am, or do you prefer to go forward with the contested hearing?
I'm going to go forward with the contested hearing because is it not legal to exceed the speed limit by 5 miles an hour when you're in the fast lane passing a vehicle?
Let's ask the late, great Louis Armstrong. Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Go ahead and raise your right hand. You promise to tell the truth under penalty of perjury?
I swear to tell the truth under felony of perjury.
Felony of perjury, eh?
I swear to tell the truth under felony of perjury.
All right, go ahead, ma'am. What would you like to tell me?
I do believe it is legal in the state of Washington, is it not, to exceed the speed limit by 5 miles an hour in order to pass a vehicle in the fast lane?
There is no such law that I'm aware of, no, ma'am. What else you want to tell me?
That's what I was doing. I was passing a vehicle I was in the fast lane, passing a vehicle that was going 70 miles an hour. I exceeded the speed limit to pass the vehicle.
All right. And how fast were you going when you passed the vehicle?
Excuse me?
How fast were you going when you passed the other vehicle?
75 miles an hour.
All right, let's look at what the officer indicated. So the officer says that he was using his Pro Laser Infrared LiDAR system L1424. He's been instructed and certified on the operation of that he observed the defendant traveling at a visibly high rate of speed in excess of the posted speed limit. He placed the red dot sight on the defendant's vehicle and obtained a reading of 82 miles per hour.
Oh, no. I was going 75 and he ticketed me for 75.
He did ticket you for 75. Let me finish what his report says, please. It says you were going 82 at a distance of 1,604.1 feet in the 70 mile per hour zone. This reading was consistent with his initial speed estimate of the vehicle. He had a clear and unobstructed view of the defendant's vehicle, and he's 100% certain that the LiDAR reading was obtained from the defendant's vehicle. He tested the system both internally and externally at the beginning and into the shift. The LiDAR unit passed each of those checks and was working properly at the time of the violation. Doesn't indicate any statements made by you thereafter. All right, so that's what the officer said. Your position is that you were going 75 to pass another vehicle in the fast lane?
And he ticketed me at 75.
Yes, he did. Yep. Anything else, ma'am, that you want to say?
No.
All right. Based on the officer's report, I am going to find it committed, ma'am. I am going to lower it, though, from the 108 down to as low as I can go, which is $90. You do have 60 days to pay that or make payment arrangements, ma'am.
But is that going to go on my driving record?
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
You have another question, ma'am, before I move on?
no, sir, thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, she took that pretty well. At least she accepted what the judge was saying.
This whole fucking thing is bullshit.
All right. Last one we have is...
I may have spoken too soon. I don't know where she gets off saying this whole thing is effing bull S or whatever. It's like, dude, you were going 84 miles an hour in a 70. The cop cut you a break by making it 75. Then you decided to make up your own law, or maybe you read it on Facebook or something. I love the bit where she was like, I do believe that it is legal to go over the speed limit by 5 miles an hour in order to pass the car when you're going in the fast lane. Right? And then the world's most deadpan judge is just like, there is no such law. Moving on. Then at the end of the video, he asks her if she accepts that or whatever, and she's like, yes, I accept it. Thank you, Your Honor.
This is all fluffing bullshit.
And then Judge Deadpan over here once again with the... Anyway, moving on to the next matter. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, because I've got that, you know that thing where you can barely talk because you're just so happy. There's nothing better than seeing a smug Karen get shut down like that. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for watching the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Sancha.
record in here?
What's that?
Are we allowed to record
No,
in here? Ms.
you're not.
Arunja is
Then-
recording
yeah,
with
okay,
both of her
thank you.
phones.
Yeah, you don't need to record this. Everything is being recorded. That's what the red light means on that recording.
Okay.
If you want a transcript or a copy of the, you can order that,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna allow you to record, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Arunjit, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm the information testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. How is it that you need, and but first of all, was your name ever Jennifer Williamson?
Never.
Okay, and so let's start there. Why do you think that her name is Williamson? Why the confusion on the names?
Somebody has some type of spyware on my phone and is communicating with me about her and my ex. I don't think that that's important right now.
It is important, actually, to me.
Oh, okay. Well, the military has been communicating with me that there's some people that I'm doing service with and
Because if someone named Jennifer Williamson is bothering you, and this isn't Jennifer Williamson, to me, that's important.
well, she's been pretending like she's with my husband Omar and with my ex-boyfriend Tyree Williamson.
So tell me,
trying to
okay,
prevent
so,
me from dating him.
so,
Pretty
so
much.
let's start from the beginning then. Okay, how is it that you need an order against?
In order because I was staying at my mom's house here on this address, and she had somebody send this paperwork to my house, and this is my husband's last name, and pretty much told me, was implying covertly that I needed to get out of the house. And the
What information do you have hand on
the
paper?
military and the United States National Guard, where I'm homeless and I sleep outside of that gate, is reporting to me that she is using a guardianship and is stalking me, harassing me, pretty much bullying me. I've made numerous police reports. All I want for her is to leave me alone and to stop doing this.
Okay, so
My son told me that he was raped at her house a couple of years ago, and when I went to go make this report right here, she hurried up and walked past me and my son and told my son not to say anything, that she would kill him. And my son is scared. He's outside, asleep in the parking lot right now. We've been homeless in the car for 12 months. And I recently had to reach out to China off of this online spyware from the military that I have. I've been working closely with Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard and them guys, and I need her to stop stalking me and stop doing the things that she's doing. I've been very gracious
So,
enough not to, I
did you guys-
reported her to the FBI. I reported her to the military police. I reported her to Lacey Police Department. Our governor, Bob Ferguson, is aware of what's going on. He is aware. He is very aware. I have China online right now. Bob Ferguson is aware of what's going on. All right, so I don't know who is forcing these guys or anybody to lie on this situation, but we have innocent children who are involved, and I'm not doing anything to her. All I ask is for her to leave me alone and let me live my life. And I don't care about pressing charges. I just want her to leave me alone. And if she's doing this for my husband, Omar, who is a suspected ISIS member here in Washington in the United States, that has been causing a problem. All I want is a divorce, and I want him and her to leave me alone. It could be so simple, and they're pretty much covertly holding me hostage. And this is like borderline about to start a war in our country. It's ridiculous.
okay,
And I don't choose to lie about it. and
so,
pretend
so
that it's not happening.
do you remember the definition of harassment that I read earlier
Yeah,
about a
this is-
series?
this
Okay,
is
so hang
proof
on
that
just
there's
a
harassment
second.
right here.
So what are those the things you
These are
submitted?
letters that came to my mom's house in Renton that is currently for sale.
Okay, so
that
is
her
it,
and I
hang on just a
believe my
second. Is
husband-
this well, did you file that? Is this like the Change Healthcare thing?
Yeah,
that you
I
filed?
took copies of it and I filed it. It's a Change Healthcare coming in the name of Jennifer, and it's saying to the parent or legal guardian. So she's been having an affair with my husband, Omar, for the longest time. I'm no longer with him. And supposedly he's not alive, but I think that she possibly helped him fake his death. I really don't care. I just want them to leave me alone, pretty much.
Did you guys used to be friends?
Yeah, we used to be friends.
Okay. And then when did that friendship break up?
Pretty much when I started suspecting that she was having an affair.
How long ago?
My husband admitted that he was sleeping with her in December of 2020.
When was the last time you had any contact with her face to face?
A couple of days ago when I went to her house to apply for, or to file a police report. I've been trying to file them.
You go to a police report to go to her house to file a
Yeah,
police report?
because
I
that's
don't follow
is that
that.
she's connected to Hillary Clinton and Trump and other people as well. This is a military thing. And
Okay.
she's been using her connections to the government to covertly get away with stuff and lie about stuff or whatever. So at this point, you know what I'm saying? We need to avoid this thing escalating to countries outside of the United States. I have literally reached out to people in Mexico, Thailand, China for help because this is like a hostage situation. And if I cannot get help in my own country, this is not good.
Okay.
Trump is online right now on my phone with China and everybody listening in to what's going on right now. And I'm not crazy.
Okay.
I just want help. I just want people to leave me alone and let me live my life. That is my human right.
Okay. I'm gonna hear from her for a minute. And then,
I have my driver's license right here that matches this letter. If she's saying her name is Jennifer Prosser or Christensen is her original name that she was born with. My husband's name is Tamam. She's shaking her head yes,
Okay,
saying that
so
she
apparently-
had an affair. I can see her at peripheral. She was saying yes.
okay, so ma'am,
And now as soon
you
as
need to
I'm
be
saying
respectful
no,
here.
I'm
Okay, I'll give you a
trying not-
chance. Just relax here for a second. Just let me, I am gonna hear from her. And then
These
for-
letters came, this is Omar's mom's name,
Okay.
is Jackie, her name is Jackie Tobin. And Jennifer's last name that I met her with is Christensen. She supposedly got married during our friendship to somebody named
Okay.
Courtney Prosser. But
Well, let me hear from her.
All
Let me get the response from her, and then I may have some questions come back to you.
She just said.
What's that? Well, ma'am, I'm gonna hear.
All right.
I swore you in, I'll hear from you. I'm gonna swear her in, I'll hear from her. And then following that, I'll make a decision as to whether or not an order needs to be entered. And so with that, ma'am, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your hand down. From your perspective, respectfully, what's this all about?
I believe that Bianca is in a drug-induced psychosis. Her reality is based on very strong false beliefs. She believes that she's in the army, but she is not in the army. She believes that we communicate through microchip, that everybody is microchipped. She believes that I have connections with Hillary Clinton, that I have an illegal guardianship over her. It is impossible to obtain an illegal guardianship as she would have had to have been notified.
Okay, so how do you two know each other?
She was my best friend for almost 13 years.
And then when did all this break down?
Before my husband went to prison in 2017.
I see. And then, are you in the military or were you?
I'm not.
Um,
Everything that she is saying there is no truth to it. She has no tangible evidence. She,
again, I was gonna ask you about that.
Actually, I can print
Okay,
off.
so ma'am, she didn't interrupt you, and so
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to afford the same courtesy to her while I'm talking, okay?
the letter that she has, it says Jennifer Tamam. That is also not my name and never has been. That is Omar Tamam's name, and he is deceased. He passed away in April of this year.
And who is that? Is that?
The father of her kids.
I see.
And there is proof of his death certificate. She believes that he faked his death, that I had something to do with it, that he works alongside ISIS. She believes that the Williamson comes from a guy named Tyree Williamson that she believes that I'm married to. I have not spoken to him in over 10 years. I don't know where he resides. I don't know if you have read the petition, but she has accused me of the same things that she has accused her mom of.
I did read the petition. I don't know what she's accused her mom of.
Not the temporary one, but the packet.
Yeah, no, I read it.
She accused her mom of raping her son Judah at her new home in Port Orchard, the same that she accused me of. She accused her mom of also being an accomplice to drugging her kids that she accused me of. She said that when she came to my house that I said through the chip that I was going to kill her sons. That never happened. I have the video footage, and so did she, because she videotaped the whole thing.
Okay.
My son is in the car right now.
With padlocks
Okay,
on.
so
I'm
if
happy
you just,
to
everybody just again,
extend
ma'am,
this
don't interrupt
over
her,
my son
please.
here.
Don't interrupt her, please.
I feel like this is harassment towards me. She posts countless videos of her whole entire life on Facebook. I didn't get a chance to upload my evidence because I got served just a couple days ago, but her Facebook is filled with posts about me. She just posted yesterday several things about biblical numbers and what does this mean? And Jennifer this, Jennifer that, and Jennifer means Lucifer, and it doesn't even make any sense, sir.
Okay.
There-
So I'll give you the
There's a
final
tattoo
word
on
here,
her
ma'am.
hand that says Lily, where I picked up that my husband's death certificate was on Lily Road.
It's my grandmother's name, Lily
Okay, so
Jean.
ma'am, again, when she's talking, you don't interrupt, okay? So it's all right. So here,
And
look, ma'am.
I'm
Okay, go
happy
ahead.
to
I'll
bring
give you
my
the final
son in
word here
If
and then
you
I'll make a
extend this,
rule.
I'm happy to bring my son in here.
You
I
will-
have police reports
Okay.
showing that he has an STD in his anal area,
Okay,
all right?
so,
There's a video that is showing my son getting raped, and my son told me that he was raped for the first time at Jennifer's house. She told me, and I'm not lying, she told me that my son was raped when he first got raped, and that's how it was brought to my attention. And now she's saying that she's not doing this. She can't sit here and tell me that she did not tell me that my son was raped. She's the one who told me about it.
so ma'am, here's where I'm at with
And
this
I
here.
bet you she's gonna lie.
Okay, so, well, here's where I'm at with here, today. You know, I've read the definition of harassment. I've read the course of conduct and so forth. And, I'll be frank with
I have
you.
Evidence right here. Where is her evidence, sir?
I'll be frank with you, ma'am. A lot of,
Multiple
okay, so
police
ma'am,
department-
can you,
FBI reports.
okay. So listen to me for a
I
moment.
need this protection.
Okay.
It's just 1 year. I need a protection order for her to leave me alone. Why would I come in here and commit perjury? Why would I do that? I would
So-
not do that. I need a protection order from her. It's not like she's going to jail. It's just you saying that she needs to leave me alone. That's it, for 1 year. I get my taxes and I'm out of here. I'm leaving the state. There's a guardianship. I need that protection order so I can go and file it with the courts and get that guardianship terminated.
So here's where I'm at, ma'am. Okay, and so when you're the petitioner, you have any petitioner or any plaintiff in a lawsuit, they have a responsibility, to prove what they're claiming by a preponderance of the evidence, or is it more likely than not? And in criminal cases, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. I did, well, it's filed. I
Can
looked
you
at it.
look at this with me, seeing that you viewed it, please?
What's that? Okay, you can go ahead and hand it to me. The driver's, that's
Can you
fine.
Verify the address on there.
Okay,
please?
yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, ma'am. I'll give this back to you.
And these are all of some of the police reports, not
Okay.
including the FBI reports.
So you can take that
I
back.
sleep literally next to the National Guard.
Okay, so you can go back and sit down,
If I'm
please,
not a
ma'am.
part of the military, how do I have on real military pants?
Ma'am,
and
ma'am, I'm gonna
coat
have,
and
can you go
everything?
back and sit down at the table, please?
All right. Here's my police reports.
Okay, those
These are
aren't
some
police
of them.
reports, those are cards with numbers on them, so they're
These
not
are
reports.
These are the two officers that she
Okay,
threatened to
and that's
kill.
fine, but I don't have any police reports. Will you please go back and sit at the table? Thank you. Give me just a moment. So again, so ma'am, I'm gonna try again here. And when, again, as I've said before, when you're the petitioner or whether you're plaintiff in any lawsuit, you have a responsibility to show through evidence. Now, I don't have any doubt that you believe what you're telling me. But it hasn't been, I have to look at things from like an objective, high level, and rely on, an evidence. And I'll be frank with you, and that the things that I'm seeing, and you can disagree with it. I have people disagree with what I do in here, every day, and that's fine. But the evidence that you have presented looks to me like there's something from a healthcare agency of some sort, which basically gives you notice of a data breach, and it says to the parent of
You guys
legal.
just talked
Okay,
about
so
this whole
ma'am, will you?
situation with all of those,
Okay,
with all of those.
can you please let me finish? Okay,
You're about to put me in danger and deny. I can already tell
I
you
am
we're
going to
going
deny
to
your,
court.
I'm going to deny your request. That's true.
You guys just
And
had
so-
all of these people in here before discussing our case in third person with this lawyer here and everybody else. All those things that were being discussed was stuff that's going on about my case, and that she was on the phone text messaging you guys and all this stuff. And now you're sitting here saying that you're going to deny, knowing that you guys are lying right now.
Okay. I'm not lying, because I'm not saying anything factual about what happened. What I'm saying is that based on what's been presented, I don't find that a legal basis has been shown where I can grant an order here. So basically, I've reviewed what you have submitted.
You grant an order and you have police reports. I have gotten plenty of protection orders granted with police reports. I'm going to appeal this, and I'm going to submit the police report showing that my son was raped and that he has an STD. And I can submit videos of my son saying that she has threatened their lives.
Okay.
My kids saying on the video that she has threatened their lives.
Okay. You do have the right to appeal. You can take this over. You have to.
I'm going to file for a police report and ask a lawyer to have her take a lie detector
Go ahead.
test.
What's that? No, I'm sorry. No, you're fine. If you can go ahead and take a seat in the back, but we're all right here. So, ma'am, I can't, the only thing in front of me here today is whether or not an order is going to be granted or not. And I'm deciding that it's not, based on what's been presented. You said you want to appeal that, you certainly can do that. And I'm not sure anything you could say would be helpful right now, but this is just, that's just where I'm at.
A great disservice to our country. I've been fighting for our country. She's been fighting for a new world order.
Okay.
And you have just denied me the protection that I need to fight for our country.
Okay. Well,
a great dishonor.
I do understand you disagree with my decision. I get that.
Thank you for your service.
But do you want these back, or do you want these to go in the court file?
I want myself back.
I'm going to give this back to you. I'm going to fill out a denial order, and then both of you will get a copy of it, and then the hearing will be over and you're free to go. But her request for the order is denied. If you think it would be helpful to make things better as opposed to degenerate, you can.
How do I get her to stop filing against me?
Well, again, I can't tell you what to do either, but if you think you can pursue your own legal action if you wish.
She just had a Zoom meeting with a judge and it got denied also, and she's back here again.
I'm not going to.
I'm going to be pressing criminal charges, and I'm going to ask a prosecutor to make her take a lie detector test at that point.
So hang on.
Because she just thinks that she can continue to get away with things. She uses her connections to powerful people to do this. She was involved in forcing this girl, CK Bella, to commit suicide. All of my friends, her ex-husband, Courtney Prosser, said that she killed her grandma.
Okay. And so
have reported it, and they made a report against her to the military police.
Then that'll play out just like this did.
Both of my sons and her husband, Tyree Williamson, have all said that she is a dangerous person.
Okay. So ma'am, and again, I'm going to go back to, first of all, I'd say a couple of things. If you're implying, I've never met either of you before today. I've never had any contact with either of you before today. The initial petition and temporary was reviewed by a different judge, not me. So I've not had any contact with any of you. If you make reports to various agencies, you can. I will say there are things you can and cannot do. The press charges is up to the prosecuting attorney's office.
She just threatened to make you lose your job. I just heard her through the chip.
I did not. I didn't hear that.
Microchipped. I just heard her.
All right. So
get her mentally evaluated.
Okay, I can't. No.
I'm happy to do that. So I can press
the short answer to that is no.
I'm going to do that.
She used a petitioner. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Actually, can you?
And so so the petitioner is, she's asking for
Order
my,
a psychological
my
evaluation.
authority here is really narrow. And basically it's just, do I give the order or not?
Yeah.
And I've decided not to give it. And the case is over, the case is closed. In terms of evaluation and all that sort of stuff, that's just beyond what I'm allowed to do here.
Okay.
And so, and that's basically what we're here. That's what I'm doing. And I think that, ma'am, you both have let me give you denial orders here. And then you're free to go.
You guys see this? This is slavery right here. Judge, how do I get the name off of my DOL record? Because there's a court official that entered my name as Jennifer Williamson, and that is not
You know,
my name.
honestly, I don't know that. You'd have to go
So
with,
it's not kind of
if
a
that's
confusing-
all done by DOL, you know, what, and so I don't know how that happened.
Because she said my name is Jennifer Williamson, so the court entered it in as Jennifer Williamson. So now when it comes up, that's why I got served late. The cop was having a hard time serving me because my name is not Jennifer Williamson.
You know, honestly, I don't know the answer to that. You know, you could talk to DOL and, you know, the case is dismissed, it's gone away.
Okay.
And so I don't know what to tell you beyond that. And, you know, because I can't, and so that's where we're at. Give me just a moment. Requested a phone order.
You just hear her? She
You can
just,
take that
she
and you're
just
free to
walked
go.
past and threatened to kill me
Okay,
with her
so,
head. In just the chip, through the microchip, she just said.
well,
"I'm gonna
obviously
kill you," but
through the
in her
chip,
head-
I didn't hear it.
Okay,
And
well,
so,
you're
and I
lying.
don't think that, I did not take that, you may go,
She
ma'am.
just
You're
said that
free to
in
go.
front of you.
Okay.
You hear? She's
No, I
saying
did
it.
not. No, I did not.
She's saying, wow. That's crazy. A regular female got grown ass people scared. I don't understand that.
You're welcome. And, do we need to do anything else on the record here?
Yes.
Yeah, no one appeared on that thing. Thanks. We can, yep.
Hello. Oh, so here's the thing. When someone says hello, there's usually a response back. So let me just tell you what's going on. You're being rude and disrespectful to your probation officer. You act like you're not on probation. When I say there's to be no contact, there's to be no contact. And now you're using profanity towards probation officer like you're not on probation and that this is somehow his fault. It is not. It's all your fault. You're here because you're on deferred adjudication for injuring someone who's an elderly person. That's why you're here. You're not on probation because he placed you on probation. You're not on probation because he committed a crime and you're taking the time for him. You're here because of your actions and you're acting as though none of this is your fault. This is all your fault, 100%.
I'm not acting like none of it's my fault, and I take accountability for what I've done.
No, you have not taken accountability. Did you take accountability for using profanity towards him?
No, I didn't.
And I don't know why people think that when you're in a situation where you should be using logic to find what are using your cognitive skills to decide how I'm going to proceed with this, instead you go after your probation officer. And the probation officer, let's be honest, every defense attorney will tell you a probation officer holds your life in their hands, because you know what? Let's say you're supposed to report to probation at 9 a.m. and you end up reporting at 9:05. Guess what? You have not reported at 9 a.m. A probation officer could say, hey, that's a no report. But sometimes they may take sympathy on you and say, I realize what's going on. They're here, but they don't have to do that.
Yes.
And you using profanity towards a probation officer is not helping your case at all.
And I understand that. And the reason why I did, and I just said the F word because he called me a liar. And when I didn't lie to him about any situation that was going on, I sent them all the information from my legal aid lawyer. I sent them everything. He even gave me his personal number for me to contact him. When I had to go to the emergency room and had to get a blood transfusion, he even offered to take me there. He called.
This is not your blood. This is not about your blood.
I know it's not about my blood, but it's he basically, when I went to go see him, he was telling me that I lied to him, which I never lied to him about anything.
No. This starts with you wanting to go to a location where I said you are not allowed to have contact. That's where all of this came up. Then everything snowballs into something else.
Yes, ma'am. And I did exactly what you told me to. I didn't go to that location. I filed my police reports. I did everything that I could do without going to that location.
All right, so then that was it. I don't know. What do you expect him to do? Like, I like for people to just put their cards on their table. Sometimes people are like, judge, but I like everybody to have an understanding. So you go to him because you want to go to a location and retrieve items when I told you couldn't go to that location. So we're back to the point. What did you want him to do?
I asked him, was there any assistance or any way that I could? He told me, I don't know. He told me he didn't know, he couldn't help me. So I didn't have no other choice but to call the police, make a police report. I had my daughter, she's 16 years old, to go there. When she went there, she took pictures of everything that was outside.
All right, so again, what did you want him to do? He said, hey, I don't know. There's nothing I can do for you.
When I contacted Miss Adams, she told me to ask my probationer if there's any assistance that he can help me or provide without going to that location.
And he's saying no.
And he said no. And I told him I don't have no other choice. My children is 16 and 18. They didn't have the money. They don't have money for you all. My daughter just quit her job because no one was able to take her to work. So I didn't have nobody else to help me get
So again, I don't know how this translates into you using profanity against him. He's like, I can't help you. And honestly, it's not his job to help you get your things. Really, you know what a probation officer's job really is? And they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but their job is to make sure that you abide by your conditions. Everything else that they're doing is just extra, but that's not their job. It's not, for example, if you can't pay your utilities, it's not their job to find places for you to pay utilities. They'll do it. They'll say, here's some places that you can call. But that's not his job. And if he tells you, I can't help you with getting your things, again, we're back to the point. He says, I can't help you. So what do you want him to do? He's like, I can't help you. And how does that translate into using profanity against him? And then telling him, sending him an email, telling him all this is his fault and it's on his shoulders. It's not. All of this happened because of you. Guess what? You can't go to that location because you injured an elderly person. That's why it's all your fault. And there are consequences for all our actions.
It is. And I communicated with him. I told him everything. I sent every case number. I even sent him my legal aid information. I sent everything. I tried to do everything the right way before it even went out of hand.
But see, here's what you don't understand, and you're not internalizing what I'm saying. He is telling you, I can't help you with that. And you still keep going back to him. He's already told you, I can't help you with that. Giving him numbers to your legal aid, giving him numbers to this person saying, we're trying to help her get her things. He can't help you with that. His whole role is to supervise you on probation. That's it. He can't say, you know what I'm going to do? I tell you what, let me go over there and get your things for you. He can't do that. That's not his job. Now, if he offers to do that, great, but he doesn't have to. He has told you more than once, I cannot help you with that. I still don't understand how that goes and translates into you using profanity against him. His job is hard as it is. And then to have somebody come in and use profanity against them, that's an issue. And then to have you go into that location when you know you're not supposed to, that's an issue.
I never did go to the location. I didn't. I had to call the police from a different location.
All right, so you called the police and then what happened?
I made the police report. I went down to the property. I also went down to 315, the headquarters, to fill out all the information because the day I was arrested, everything was stolen. My car, my credit cards, everything. So I'm trying to do everything that I have to do the best way that I can, the right way.
All right, the right way is not using profanity against your probation officer. That's not the right way. The right way is not being disrespectful. And you know what? This whole thing with the injury to the elderly, where are the anger management? You do have an anger problem. Because when people tell you no, you can't accept that, you take it to 100. He said, I can't help you with that. And then you use profanity against him. You're calling him all sorts of names. Nobody likes to be called out there, give a name.
I didn't call him out his name. I just said it was fine. I didn't have no other choice. So I would have to figure it out.
No. We're not here because you said it was just fine. Where is the officer? If you could come forward, please. All right. So you're Officer Wolf?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Are you able to go to her former location and get her items for her? No.
No, ma'am.
That's your answer, no. Are you able to file a police report for her so she can get her items?
No, ma'am.
So he can't do that. So what do you want from him?
I have to do it on my own. So if there's something he can help me with, and then that's
Well, see, that's the thing. Now, when you're before me and you're looking at potentially going to prison, now you're like, oh, well, he can't help me with that. He's told you that. Be an adult, solve your own problems. This is supposed to be problem solving. That's why you're on probation, for anger management issues, because you can't problem solve. I don't know, maybe you never were taught to problem solve, but if he's telling you, no, he can't do that, that's not in his job description, then there's no need to use profanity against him. He's told you, I can't do it.
Judge, if I could
Yes.
speak for a minute. Throughout my time working with Ms. Holmes, it's been pretty apparent that she has a pattern of not taking responsibility or accountability for her behavior. This last incident just kind of made it painfully obvious how there's a deeper issue.
Mhm.
There's a heart issue. Until she can get her heart right, this pattern of behavior is going to continue for her throughout her life.
Mhm.
And she's going to continue to be a danger to herself, to the community, to her victims, everybody. She needs to get her heart right and realize that choices and actions have consequences, good and bad, intended and unintended, anticipated, unanticipated. And until she gets her heart right and realizes that this is just going to continue.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming down.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to have to start using your cognitive skills and your problem solving. That's it. When somebody tells you they can't do something, then they can't do it. If somebody tells you, no, I can't take you to the grocery store today, figure it out. He is not really responsible for anything outside of his job description. If he does something outside of his job description, that's just probation officers being nice.
And I understand that. But why would you offer to try to help me when I'm asking for some type of help? And then you tell me you can't help me.
Yeah, he said no. Let me just tell you, here's a perfect example. And I've been in situations where people have told me no. And my thing is, I want you to not send me place to place. If the answer is no, just tell me no and I'll figure it out. He told you no. If I ask him right now, like for example, I had to rush here this morning because I don't like being late. And I was filling in for somebody else on another matter. And guess what? My tank is at a 4th. I don't like it being at a 4th. Now, would somebody go, excuse me, could you go and put gas in my car for me? They're going to say no. Now, what do I do with that? Do I use profanity against him? How dare you not go put gas in my car? He's just told me no. So guess what? As an adult, I got to figure it out. That's it. You got to figure it out. And your figuring it out is, let me get angry with somebody and use profanity against them. And maybe they'll then become so afraid of something and say, okay, we'll do that for you. Not his job. And I can tell you right now, if you don't start treating people with respect, one, you're not going to get anywhere because when you disrespect people, they don't want to help you. And number two,
respect.
no, you did not. That's the thing. You're still in this clouds. Like these are not, I don't know how your relationships are outside of this world, but in this world, you need to treat people with respect, whether you respect them or not. Like right now, you can hate my guts all you want to, but you had better say your honor or judge. You understand? You better not be calling me out of my given name, and you better not be calling probation officers out of your given name. I'm sure he told you, no, I cannot help you. And when somebody says, no, I cannot help you with something, maybe you want to ask them again. You ask them again. If you ask the third time, you're begging. And he's already told you he can't help you with that. That is not his job. That is outside his job description. If he decides to help you outside of his job description, just him being nice. You need to figure it out. The same way people have children and you figured out how to have children, you need to figure out how to get the rest of your life together. You're on probation because of your actions. And honestly, the reports I received, I will tell you, when I received that report, I told them, file a motion to revoke. And then probation came to me and said, Judge, could we do a compliance hearing to have her come in? And I'm like, yeah, if you all want to do a compliance hearing, we will do a compliance hearing. So this is the last time I'm having this conversation with you, telling you, you need to be respectful to people and you need to learn how to problem solve. How old are you?
33.
You're 33-year-old. You figured out how to get all of those piercings, right? You figured out how to get the nails. You figured all of that out on your own. You need to figure this out on your own. Is there anything else you need from me?
No.
All right. Does she need to, when is her next report date? And are you employed?
You told me I had 30 days to find a job. I had a business, but all my stuff is gone.
All right. So that'll be a no. So Miss Ferguson, recall her for the week of August 11th, and I'm going to see how you're doing on probation. What date?
I can do that. That's my date, the 11th.
All right, so you're coming back on August 11th for me to get a report on what's going on. If you'll give her a reset form. Probation,
Yes, Judge.
when is her next report date with you?
It's not, I have an appointment set right now. From Officer Wolf's information, she was supposed to be reporting.
He wrote on the paper July 9th.
Twice a month.
July 9th?
That's what he wrote on the paper.
All right, so she said her next her next appointment date with him is July 9th. All right.
I have to confirm, Mr. Wolf was mentioning that the GPS is supposed to have been installed as well, but that she did not have it.
All right.
I don't have nowhere to stay, no address.
It was ordered June 5th. And it was supposed to be done through work release waive the fees for partial for employment purposes only.
All right. So if you all could give her a list of places for her to find housing. And then we're going to come back on August 11th. And by August 11th, you need to have the GPS on. All right. Thank you.
If you're accusing me of making decisions or making statements based on the fact somehow her third cousin nephew is working at the Rosio Police Department, I could care less. I don't care if that's her brother that's the chief of police. I want to know the answer.
Your Honor.
I want to know the answer. She made a statement. No, I want to know the answer.
Go ahead.
I filed a complaint against that detective for filing false police reports.
And I don't care who works at the Rosio Police Department.
I honestly don't think I have seen Judge Dad this angry ever. He's so mad at this bunch of Karens. Like, literally, pretty much everybody is a Karen in this scenario. The two obvious Karens, the obvious Karen's husbands, and frankly, the obvious Karen's husbands and their obvious Karen lawyers to some extent, I'm not gonna lie. I am seriously under the weather, so I'm not going to do a lot of talking during this one. But I'm telling you, oh God, this just builds and builds and builds, and the judge gets so mad towards the end of it. I've never seen anything like it with this guy. Like, I've seen him go off at people, but he's actually so frustrated by these people. But I really do hope you enjoy the video nonetheless. You won't hear from me at the end because I'm gonna go to bed, and I will hopefully catch you guys tomorrow if my voice is still working. Sláinte.
Your Honor, Muhammad on behalf of the people.
You guys can come over here, Mr. Lecter, your name? Go over there, man.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney David Lecter, number 67994, on behalf of Alicia and Richard Strong, who stand to my right.
Your name, ma'am?
Alicia Strong.
Your name, sir?
Richard Strong.
Bring the victims up. Go right over that microphone. That is a microphone on the jury box there. That is a microphone. Ma'am, tell me your name.
Lisa Finn.
I'm sorry?
Lisa Finn.
How do you spell your last name again?
Pynn.
Oh, and your name?
Glenn Penn.
Ah, so what happened? Tell me what happened.
Me, sir?
Yeah, I'm told that there's a violation of no contact.
Yes, Judge. Initially, I was informed, I think it was the day of the last hearing that we had here, after your instruction, that there was a bond violation. I believe on that day it was with Mr. Glenn Penn.
Yes,
Sir, and their child. So, sir, if you can just explain to the judge what happened on that day.
So me and my son had to go out to his practice. My child went out to the truck. I came out after him.
How old are you?
Strong's
How old are you?
I am 54.
How old are you?
41.
How old are you?
40. Tony.
146.
Go ahead. I just wondered, because if this is how we're gonna be, boy, life is just not that long. I mean, if they told us we have 879 days to live, I might understand feuding with somebody for a few of them. I wanna know exactly what happened.
I got into my truck. Miss Strong's children were playing in the street. So as I was backing out, I was kind of stuck because her children were 2 driveways up and Miss Strong was in the street by her driveway. So I made the decision that I will back out towards her children who were 2 driveways up and drive past Miss Strong, at which point I see.
Wait a minute, I thought you said, hang on. What direction did you drive out?
South, past their
And
house.
was she to the north or the?
No, the children were to the north.
All right, so you drove past her.
I drove past her and she had her phone and she was filming me and my son.
All right. Is that true?
No, it is not.
I would just say we have video evidence of it too.
So do we.
Your Honor, if I may, I reviewed the Pinn's video evidence. It shows Mr. Penn and his son get in the truck. It shows you can hear, first, before they get in the truck, you see the young, strong girls go up the street, you hear them playing, they get Penn in the truck, they go to back up, they come back. At that point, Ms. Strong goes up and stands in her driveway, watching her children, keeping an eye on her children.
This is nonsense. Did
She's
you
not
get?
videoing. She has a phone in her hand, but it's not videoing. And this is from the Strongs. This is from the Pinn's camera. You can't see her videoing at all. This is what I said last week, Your Honor. They live 10 feet away from each other. They're gonna see each other. This is being used, the no contact order is being used as a sword, not a shield, to drag my clients back in here a week later. Judge, when the first violation happened in this case, I contacted defense. I didn't want to bring this to the court's attention right away. I thought this is something he could just talk to his clients and it would stop. So I informed her, I was like, look, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna talk to the victims. I'm gonna let them know that I'm not gonna take it to the judge right away. Just talk to your clients. Not even 2 days after that discussion, we got another violation. The OIC's texting me, the victims are calling me. And then after that, I was told there was another incident. So I don't know what else we can do to make sure they understand to leave them alone. If they're literally exhibiting the behavior they're being charged with after the fact. I think they're gonna also testify that they went to a gas station and then one of the defendants went to the gas station right behind them. Your Honor, there's one gas station on this island. Okay, if the testimony comes out, and if we're gonna have a full-blown hearing, let's do it. There's one gas station on the island. My client was getting gas cans to fill up to mow her lawn. The testimony is gonna be that Glenn Pinn drove past the house, because he has to pick up the mail. The mailbox is a localized mailbox. He got out of his truck to get the mail. He turns around, he sees Alicia Strong putting gas cans in her car. He goes to the one gas station that's on the island that she's going to. She goes, she fills up gas, she doesn't talk to anybody. As soon as she comes out with her kids in the car, there's 3 cop cars around her, and Glenn Pinn is yelling at her. That doesn't sound, I mean, I understand he's not under a no contact order, but if they're trying to keep the peace and they're not trying to escalate things, yelling at someone that's standing there with their children isn't the way to go about this. This is being used as a sword.
I don't even know what to say. This is so incredibly childish. I don't even know what to say. This is over some kind of a boundary dispute? Is that what the deal, is that what gave rise to all of this?
It started as a boundary dispute, it's beyond that. That was 3 years ago.
Is that in circuit court now?
Yes, sir, it is.
It's still there?
It's set for trial on August.
How big of a boundary is it?
There's literally, between the houses, there's a strip of property between the houses. It's 10 to 15 feet in between the 2 houses. It's not really over that anymore. It's into, there's allegations, counterclaims, third-party claims. It's
Well,
I think it's important so that you're aware of everything in this case, to let both the victims tell you everything in regards to all the different violations that happened. And I hate to request amendment, but I think it's at this point, I mean, the same day of your instruction, it was violent. I mean, that's just disregarding the court at that point.
what part of it, because she was videoing him, right?
That's the allegation.
I know, that's the allegation. She was videoing, right?
Yes, is my understanding. But it was supposed to be no contact.
I know, I get it.
Your Honor, if Mr. Pinn is in his truck and my client is standing at the mouth of her driveway watching her children in the street, how is that not, there's no evidence that she was videoing other than what they're saying. Their own cameras don't show her videoing. They don't show her standing there holding a phone up, videoing anybody. They stand her there holding a phone in her hand. Yeah, she has a phone in her hand. So what? That's not illegal. That doesn't violate the no contact order. This is ridiculous.
I hate these. I don't mind telling you. I do not like presiding over these neighbor disputes. Wait a minute. I want everybody to listen. Oh. I don't like presiding over neighbor disputes. That doesn't mean it's not my job to still do so, but I find it so incredibly childish. It makes me want to go get my Christmas clothes on that I wore when I was 4. I don't find this funny. This is sad. Very, 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 very sad. Jeez. I'll tell you, I just don't get it. What are you laughing about? What did I say?
Nothing, Judge. I would agree.
Folks, maybe you both need to move. One of you need to move to the border of Ohio. And the other one of you can move up to the Upper Peninsula. Maybe you guys can get along then. I don't know who's to move where. You both, all of you seem like nice people. If you were videoing, I'm not saying you were, you had no business doing that. If you have a video of her videoing you, then let's see. Do you?
I do
Let me see. Where's it at?
We got USB drives.
I'm gonna bring my laptop.
I got a trial, it's gotta start. I sent these poor people home 2 weeks ago. I wanna see it.
She's bringing her laptop.
Now, if I asked you a question, you
I was
answer.
not recording, Your Honor. I was concerned for my children because Glenn was driving.
All right, you told me you were not videoing, right?
You have your phone in your hand.
You
I had my phone in my
told me
hand.
you were not, you told me you were not videoing.
I was not videoing.
Oh,
I was told not to. I don't know why I can't video when he acts like that in front of my children, when he's staring my children down from his car because they're
that's
playing.
why I
in the
asked
road
how
with
old
a
all you
skateboard.
guys were.
And they're
I mean-
scared and they're calling for
This
me.
is ridiculous. Do you know how ridiculous I find this? Probably educated people acting like this, all of you. People who've obviously been pretty successful, you're acting like this. Let me see, I wanna see this.
So so this one is from the driveway.
I know, I can't separate you anymore. You're right, Mr. Lecter, it's inevitable that they're going to see one another, although you could make a good case you shouldn't see them.
Your
That
Honor,
if the route shouldn't be there,
Your Honor, they literally, if I showed you, I have.
I believe you.
I have drawn pictures of how close the houses are. They're on top of each other. They both parties have a low slip, both parties, spend time outside with their families. There's no way these parties are not gonna see each other. And other than making both parties move, putting someone in jail, there's no way they're gonna not see each other. Even if they both go separate ways out of their driveways, it's not possible. And the land between the houses is a DMZ. There's cameras on both houses pointed at each other. So there's no way that you're not gonna see, that they're not gonna see each other.
I'm sorry, you live to the north of her and Mr. Strong? And you got out and you pulled out and you went to the south, right? Which was away from her kids.
Yes, correct. Yes. Yep, because you'll hear my husband's car backing up because of the hydrant, so
So Judge, I'm gonna start playing it.
I want you to give it to me.
Yeah, I
so
know,
can
I'm going
see
to.
it.
I just wanna set it up.
Okay, that's Ms. Strong walking out, right? What? Hang on, come here, please. I don't know how to move. Where's the volume?
Want to see what you're showing.
I'm not sure. Here, I can.
The volume's up on not on the computer, obviously. Okay, now it should be good. That was his truck, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm supposed to be able to tell whether or not she was videoing?
That's the evidence, Your Honor.
How can I tell that? Why did you move out to the street?
Because Glenn was staring my children down. He was going forward and back.
Why were you out on the street?
I was weeding. And my
You were what?
I was weeding. I was pulling weeds. My girls got.
But you walked down to the
Your Honor, they're mean to my children.
Hold on, stop. Your Honor.
Take this back.
She went to watch her children in the street because Mr. Pin was pulling out. I don't know any.
Why are your kids? How old are your kids?
5.
Why are they playing in the street?
It's a private road.
I don't care.
Everyone rides their bikes and skateboards in that street, Your Honor. It's one of the benefits of living on Barwood Lane. It's a private road.
I got grandkids that are 6. I wouldn't let them on a private road in the middle of the street. That's just me. There's still houses on that street, right?
Yes, sir.
People have cars and vehicles on that street, right?
Yes, sir.
How many people have vehicles on that? I'm not talking to me.
Everyone knows my children.
How many people have vehicles on that street?
All of them.
How many people live on that street?
I don't know.
How many vehicles do you think are owned by people who live on that street?
I don't know.
Do you have a backyard?
25.
Yes, but there's no gravel to ride a skateboard.
I didn't see anybody riding a skateboard.
That's because when there's a car coming, my children know that they get the bike or the skateboard or the rollerblades and they move to the grass.
Jesus.
They let the car go by and then they play.
There's 2 exits to the road. There might be 5, 7, maybe 10 houses that use it. There's no traffic.
Did I tell you to go out the other way, Mr. Pin?
No, sir.
We stopped to get the mail. All the mailboxes are in front of their house.
Are in front of their house?
Yes.
The mailbox, the mailbox is a communal, it's a tower. Every home has its own mailbox and tower, but it's an area that has all the mailboxes that are located.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Pin. Did you not first walk to the base of the driveway?
I miss Strong.
Yeah, what did I say? Ms. Strong. Did you not walk to the base of the driveway first?
No, I walked to the garbage can. I picked
That's
up
the base of the road.
where the house is. I went to the garage door
The
first.
bottom of the driveway. You walked to the driveway first, right?
Yes.
And then you walked back up to the top of the driveway, right?
Where the road is.
You walk to the house first.
I walked to the house.
The
first.
top of the driveway is where your garage is. The
Yeah.
bottom of the driveway is where the street is.
So I walked to the top first and then the bottom.
I thought I saw you, correct me if I'm wrong, go to the bottom of the driveway to the street area, then turn around and go back up to near the garage area.
There's a.
Hang on. And then come back down to the base of the driveway.
I have not seen that video, Your Honor, so I don't know what angle it is, but there's another little girl playing with my daughters as well, a neighborhood daughter. So there's actually 4 people. 4. So I don't know what you referred to, I'm sorry. But I walked to the garbage can because I had a speaker playing music with my phone. I turned the music off so I could hear my daughters, and then I walked to the end of the driveway.
Do you have kids? How old are your kids?
I have.
Pardon?
He's 14.
One son, 14.
I don't know what's going on over there. I just don't have enough here to start revoking bonds and forfeiting bonds and revoking releases and sending people to jail. I don't have enough here for that. You got something to say?
Your Honor, we do have the incident at the gas station. Mr. Pinn was at the gas station first.
What's your name? I don't think I asked you for the record. So he was at the gas station.
Yes.
Who went in?
Judge, this is the incident I referenced in the beginning.
This is so childish.
I'm sorry?
This is so childish.
I agree.
So he's at the gas station, right?
Yes.
Then who went to the gas station? You?
Me.
Why?
He knew I was going to the gas station. He followed me to the gas station. He literally watched me load gas cans into my car. because they're trying to manufacture evidence so that they can, I don't even know, they wanna run, they,
Your Honor, if I can say something, if that's all right. Mr. Penn left first. There's video evidence of him leaving first. There's also video evidence showing Ms. Strong loading gas cans after he left his residence to go to the gas station. She also put her children in the car. So.
How did she know he was going to the gas station?
She didn't. Maybe she did. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She did it. But my thought is if there's no contact, he's already pumping gas, and you pull in and pick your head up and look at Mr. Penn, maybe it's best she just left for a few minutes, let him pump his $90 worth of gas that he did put in his vehicle. He could leave, Ms. Strong can get her gas, and we probably wouldn't be here right now.
Judge, I think it's very simple. Stop. Everybody mind your own business. It's really as simple as that. We don't want to be coming to court arguing this every single.
I think I made clear if you see somebody before, and I'll make clear again, I don't care where it is, if you see them outside, you see them at a gas station, you see them at a restaurant, you're not going in there. You're not going in there. You're just not going there. I hope you understand what I'm telling you. You're not going there. If you want to go there, you're risking accusations and allegations that, if proven, will result in your bond being forfeited. If you saw him there, I don't care if Rosie only has, I don't care if there's only one gas station in the whole downriver area. You're not going there. You're not going there. I really don't. How far is Barbara Lane? Is it the Shell station? Is that the one you're talking about on Meridian?
it's,
What's that?
it's a.
The one I'm ready, correct.
It's a mobile, right? Whatever. I thought it was a Shell. Whatever. How far do you guys live from here?
We're near 40 Yacht Club. We're right at the south end of the island.
4 miles.
What'd you need to go get gas for right at that moment? Your grass looked.
I was cutting the grass and there was no gas in it, so I pulled the gas cans out. Glenn went to get his mail in front of my house and watched me load the gas cans in my car. We have it on video. He was standing at the mailboxes, watched me load those gas cans in my car.
Well, you're here, let's see your video then.
I don't want to see anybody's videos anymore. I'm not listening to this nonsense. I'm not listening to this nonsense. Ms. Strong, I suspect.
Lisa's Penn family works for Grosio Police.
I don't give ma'am, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Look at me. I could care less. You're now implicating.
No, I just.
Let me tell you something, ma'am. 100 years. See that guy? His dad was a lawyer and a judge. 1927. If you're accusing me of making decisions or making statements based on the fact somehow her third cousin's nephew is working at the Rosio Police Department, I could care less. I don't care if that's her brother that's the chief of police. This has nothing to do with anything. I didn't even know that until you just said that. I suspect, frankly, you're going too far. You can, Mr. Leckner, if I were you, I'd control her right now.
No one's accusing you of anything, Your Honor.
Well, what is she bringing up the fact that Ms. Penn's relative works for the Grosio Police Department? Who cares? This is exactly the issue that I have real difficult. All of a sudden in this country, everybody thinks that everybody else gets every break, and they don't get breaks because somebody knows somebody or somebody goes against them, in which case they're stupid or corrupt or incompetent or insane. What a sad commentary for our judicial system right now, that everybody wants to act like if people don't agree with them, that it's a judge that doesn't know what he's doing, or a prosecutor or a lawyer or whoever else, they just don't know what they're doing. And so we're gonna throw barbs at them. I just think it's such a sad commentary on our democracy. I really do. So without me speculating, tell me why you felt compelled to say that her family works for the Grosio Police Department.
Your Honor.
I want to know the answer.
Your Honor.
I want to know the answer. She made a statement. No, I want to know the answer.
Go ahead.
I filed a complaint against that detective for filing false police reports. A formal complaint last year. I filed a formal complaint against Julie Cordes. I had Doug Carmack on video lying to my face.
And all this is going to come out at the trial. I don't know who she's talking about. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You asked the question, Your Honor.
So? Is there something wrong with me asking a question? If somebody starts saying somebody works for the police department, listen, when I was in kindergarten, I would have figured there was some allegation of favoritism by somebody for them because she has some relative in the Grosio Police Department. I mean, I got to figure that out in kindergarten. Why do you think I reacted the way I did? Because that's what people do now. They don't have somebody that likes what they're doing and tells them they're wrong. And now they start making accusations and allegations. Do you really think for 1 second, Mr. Lechner, do you have any evidence? So now that we're bringing this up, do you have any evidence that these people at the police department, I'm talking about the chief, the detective, whoever else,
No.
wait a minute, you didn't even let me finish my question. Will you please let me finish my question?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any evidence that any of these people have conducted themselves in the form and fashion that they have simply because this lady has some relative somewhere that has something to do with the police department? If you do, tell me.
I do not know.
All right, then let's not hurl allegations. I'm done with this case, unfortunately. This has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I'm at the end of my state docket. This does not have anything to do with anything here other than the fact that this no longer is my case. I think I told you guys that before. But it's just like, I don't understand why our system is being so persecuted. Lisa, we have a date on May the 20th. We're going to keep the date on May the 20th. I'm just going to write down here bond issues. Bond issues discussed. Court declined to revoke release. I'm going to caution everybody to decline to revoke release and forfeit bond. I think if you hadn't gone toward the driveway though, man, I think you wouldn't be here right now. I think if you knew, and I'm not suggesting you did, if you knew he was at the gas station, you should not, and I think I made this clear before, we didn't talk specifically about a gas station, that you should not have gone to the gas station. Period. You guys, Judge Hessen will deal with this.
Your Honor, I have, since last week when these allegations came out, I advise my clients that from now on, they're going to be on a swivel, that they're responsible for knowing who's around them at all times, to have awareness of that. If they see any of the pins anywhere that they have, it's their duty to turn and go.
I thought I made that clear. If I didn't, shame on me. I must have been having a bad day. I must have been. Maybe I didn't do a very good job on that.
Judge, I think you did a good job. I think you made the instruction clear on that day.
So if you see him out there and you're going out, and I want to be slightly harsh, I could easily find that you violated the bond conditions, man. I could revoke your release. I could forfeit your bond. And I don't care who works at the Grosio Police Department. Stop doing that, please. You will have a fair day in court. This is a weird shake in your head.
I'm sorry.
You're shaking your head like we're crooked here. It's a horrible thing. I mean, if you teach your kids that, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You think it's so unfair, move to change venue. Send it to some other judges if you think the judges here can't be fair with you. It's fair. I can tell you what I'd be telling you if you did that with me, if I was still on the case. I'm not. I'm here on this case, and this stayed back till April 30th. I finish up what I had. They're not, if it's more than 45 days old. That's the only reason I'm getting this, or not continuing with this. I don't know what else to tell you, Mr. Lechner. I would probably try to control her a little better. I'm sorry, when you start acting like you're not going to be treated fairly, I think anybody with a brain would know that this court and that court, Judge Hessen, where she sits, that we have a reputation for fairness. Some might think we're too easy. Some might think we're too tough. That's okay. But no could accuse us of being unethical. So if you're thinking that, file your motion. If you tell your lawyer to file this motion, he can come forth with all the allegations, and then the judges of this court will rule on those allegations. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm ready to start this trial.
Go ahead. I'll let you address mine before I give you the date, I guess.
Thank you. Before I kind of address the substantive bond in this matter, I do want to address kind of clerical error in another case. The court may see that there's a case out of 14A2, 25203, or, oh, sorry. Okay, actually, no, I'll save that for the end if it comes up. Just because it looks like she's being held on another matter for a higher bond than she actually has, at least in the system that
Out of my court?
Oh, sorry, 1482.
So what would you want me to do with that?
Well, in case that was part of your consideration for.
Oh, I see.
Apologies.
You don't want me to change it.
No, I do. Oh, so as far as this
but I
matters,
won't.
yeah.
You can go to Judge Barr, but go ahead.
So as far as this court is concerned, Ms. McDowell is being held on a $50,000 bond. This is the result of an emergency bond motion and the court's order in response to that motion, that hearing on the June 16th. Circumstances have changed since that hearing. My understanding is at that time, the complaining witness was residing very close to where Ms. McDowell resides.
Have the circumstances changed to the extent that the allegation of a knife to the body or hand of a 15-year-old has changed?
Yes. Well, the charged, alleged, conduct in the police report, as far as that report, which, we have not had any substantive, hearings on the merits on that matter, but the report hasn't changed to my knowledge. But we have, stood mute on that matter. Screenshots. Yeah, and we do. We are gathering discovery on the matter, and I would say, in terms of the kind of concerns related to bond about Ms. McDowell being close to the complaining witness, I do believe that the complaining witness, I understand, is residing in Detroit with her grandmother. She no longer resides next door to Ms. McDowell.
Got her move.
Ms. McDowell also she's been in custody for 15 days on this matter. She is willing to go on GPS tether. She has, support in the court. She has a coworker and friend who is here today. Her sister was planning to be here today, but was not able to. I do think that additionally, the hardship of her being in custody is something I request the court take into account. She's concerned about the security of her residence. She's been informed that there has been potential vandalism and potential people breaking into her home while she's been out. No one else is officially residing there. Ms. McDowell has there's no allegations of Ms. McDowell trying to contact the complaining witness. There's no allegations that she's been making jail calls. She has no intention of contacting the complaining witness in this case, and she understands the seriousness of that. And so I do believe that the being held in custody on a $50,000 bond is excessive in this matter. Well, we can address. Yeah, okay.
You're saying the bond I set was excessive?
Well, at present, given the
Okay,
current
go ahead.
circumstances, which have changed, the information you had before you then is not the same as the information as it is now. Of course, I would not question the court's judgment. But specifically, because of the potential hardship to her and the concerns about her home, the concerns about the fact that she is no longer anywhere near, she won't be anywhere near the complaining witness. And, she has already been in custody for 15 days. The final matter is, she has, she works as a supervisor at her workplace. She's been there for 5.5 years. She is very concerned about, her job. And so I would request, that she be able to be released to work. I understand that one of the release conditions includes a GPS tether. She's happy to go on a GPS tether and follow any conditions this court thinks are appropriate for her to be released. But if the court would consider, her.
Where are the other 2 children?
My kids were left at home attended for 2.5 weeks, sir. And I literally moved my kids to Detroit to my mom. They are safe now, and I did sign my rights over, sir. But my children were left home attended for 2.5 weeks. I sent cash up money to them.
This is Miss McDowell. I don't think we want to address anything with the children right now, other than the fact that they're residing with their grandmother.
I got the move. I just want you to know that, sir.
And Miss McDowell, all 3 children are living with the grandmother.
And I've been working from my jail cell for 3.5 hours a week because I had to still provide for my children because I knew that they were home left attended. I have that on recording on the jail cell as well. With the CPS lady, her name is Tiffany Avery, sir.
And to be clear, this is not a conversation involving the children. It was just.
And I've never been accused of anything violent. The other accused, the malicious property destruction, I have a $10 bond, sir, and that is taken care of. And it was you prosecuted her rapist, and that was the
Ms. McDowell, I think if you can just hold off on saying, I think we'll address anything.
I just wanted to speak up for myself, sir, because I'm not a criminal, sir, and I really, really do need to go to work, sir. I've exhausted my funds and I've been taking care of my children for 2.5 weeks. I didn't make contact, but I do know that they were home by themselves. And it just was discovered. And the CPS worker is going to be providing those information as well. I'm sorry, sir.
That is all, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the court's familiar with this case. I'm not going to re-exhaust the motion that we filed. The only thing that I see that's changed since the last hearing is that the children have been placed with that grandmother in Detroit. The facts of this case still stand that she is stabbing her daughter with a butter knife so severely that her daughter needed stitches in her hand. I mean, I have severe concerns, and not only that, she threatened to kill her daughter, and her daughter was so afraid to contact police. She had to text a friend to call police because she was so afraid. I mean, I have great concerns, even if she is released, for her children's safety. And this is a very significant case. And I believe in our bond form, our original request was $100,000, so I think $50,000 as set by the court is appropriate in this case and should remain as set.
Your Honor, if I may address that. There is no history of violent conduct between Ms. McDowell and the complaining witness in this case. The basis of the statements that were just made by the people are entirely the police report in this case.
And her stitches.
Well, the basis of the allegation that Ms. McDowell is the cause of the injury is based on the police report. That has not been addressed on the merits. And again, there's no history of legal issues or reports of violence between Ms. McDowell and her children. I would say, I don't believe, I would like the court to consider the gravity of holding her in custody on the basis of just the police report at this stage of the case with no allegations that she has violated her.
Telling me it's wrong that the child was at the hospital getting stitches, counsel, and that's what I should consider?
I want the court to consider the fact that that Ms. McDowell has stood mute. The court has entered an act.
I understand all of that, but you're asking me to consider her hardship and saying that there are certain things that may be objective in that police report that I shouldn't consider that.
I would like the court to consider the fact that Ms. McDowell is no longer going to be anywhere near that child. So if there is a concern about the possibility that that injury may have been caused by Ms. McDowell, which we deny, that would be addressed by that fact. In addition to the fact that there would be a GPS tether as part of her bond conditions.
And Your Honor, I did also want to make the record clear. She does have a previous conviction for domestic violence from 2018. She also has a previous conviction for larceny from 2020, and she also has the pending case of the MDOP with another domestic relationship. So I mean, I do have concerns. She does have an assault history, and given this case, I'm concerned that it's escalating from what her previous history is.
Your Honor, none of these cases involve Ms. McDowell's children.
Yeah, but you said she didn't have a violent history. She got a DV conviction. Motion for bond reduction is denied. Bond will continue.
And Your Honor, did we set a date?
I don't know, July 3rd, 1 week out.
Mrs. Chandler, who's that? Who is that behind you? Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, who is that at the door behind you?
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I am. And you know what else? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you say one more word. What, Miss Pascucci, do you pay rent even? You want to just stay on someone's property for free, and you think that's not fair? That they want you out? All right, Mr. Chandler's here, Miss Pascucci's here. Can you unmute? This is 2501036. Leon Chandler and Renee Chandler versus Kristen Pascucci. Mr. Chandler, can you tell me your name? You're muted. We'll get you going.
Yeah, this one apparently has.
Ma'am, you have to get off the phone. I'm literally, you're in a courtroom. All right.
Guys, I'm on the phone with my grandmother, the homeowner.
Okay. Which one of you is Kristen Pascucci?
Me.
You are. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Chandler's here. Mr. Chandler, tell me your first and last name. You need to unmute. I'm asking you to unmute. Got it? Good. Yep. Tell me your first and last name.
Leon Chandler.
All right. And Ms. Pascucci, can you tell me your name? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name.
It's okay. It's Chris Pascucci.
All right. So we're here today. There was a dismissal that was filed, and then there was a motion to set aside the dismissal. So we're here today. Where is Renee Chandler?
She's on the phone. That's actually who the person next to me is talking to.
All right. Well, where's Renee Chandler at, Mr. Chandler?
She's in the house.
Wait 1 second. Mr. Chandler, where's Renee Chandler?
She's in the other room. You want me to get her?
Yeah, you two both have to come into court. It's both of your motion. So she doesn't need to be on the phone with the other party. She needs to be in the courtroom.
Okay.
That phone can be hung up. She's coming in.
Yep. She's coming in right now. I'm not.
All right. If you can just sit by her, Mr. Chandler, so I can see you both.
Okay.
All right, ma'am, can you tell me your first and last name?
Renee Chandler.
All right, thank you. All right, so we had a motion that was filed. Originally, there was a demand for possession of the house. It was a termination of tenancy, essentially, and then it was set aside. The case was dismissed.
Right.
And we had notice of dismissal that was signed by Renee Chandler. And then we had a motion to set aside the dismissal. So Ms. Chandler, you and Mr. Chandler, do the two of you, can you raise your right hands, both of you? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, do the two of you own a home together?
Yes.
All right, and where is the home that you own? Is that the one on Holland?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also own a home on Tulane?
No.
No.
Okay, so the home that you own and that is that issue in this case is the property at Holland.
Right.
Okay, and does Miss Pascucci still reside there?
Yes.
At this moment.
Okay, so she's still living there. And so this motion to dismiss the case was filed. Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, is it your position at this time that you want to go forward with the termination of tenancy?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, so they want to go forward.
Mamie,
with
what
that.
No.
Don't.
Mamie, she's asking you if you want to evict us. You're lying. We have you on video. We have you on recording. You know that.
Ma'am, Miss Gucci, you're in a courtroom. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Okay, act like it. Miss Chandler. So this suit was originally filed. I'm understanding that this is your granddaughter. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Are you feeling
Oh,
pressure?
no, I'm sorry. Excuse me, Judge.
Yes?
No, it's not my granddaughter. It is
My granddaughter's friend.
my granddaughter's friend.
All right, Miss Pascucci. So she's not a family member. She's just someone that's residing at the location with your granddaughter.
Yes.
What's your granddaughter's name?
Logan Renee McNutt.
All right. Now, Mrs. and Mr. Chandler, is it your testimony to this court that you want Miss Pascucci to vacate the residence?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Oh, yeah.
Shh. Who is talking back there? She's not. Miss Chandler, would you like Miss Pascucci to leave the property?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Pascucci, you don't have an ownership interest. You're there as an at-will, tenant, and they're asking for you to vacate the property.
Yes, I didn't know that they were asking me to vacate the property. They actually never asked me to vacate the property. Eviction notices.
Well, they did because they filed these notices that there were threats against family members. It was causing havoc. And that it's happened, on more than one occasion.
Excuse me, Miss. I'm not sure what your name is. I actually stay outside.
My name is Judge Shackelford. I'm the judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I stay actually outside on their property in a trailer because I'm actually homeless. I'm trying to find somewhere to go. They know that. That's the only reason that I'm actually here. I don't even really go in their house unless it's to shower or to cook. But I actually bought a burner from Family Dollar to be able to cook my food out here. So I don't have to use the bathroom in the house either. I bought a bucket with some trash bags. So I don't even have to go in their house.
I know, but you can't, Miss Pascucci. I'm sympathetic to your circumstances, but that's their property. And it's their home. And if they don't want you there, you can't stay there.
Leon does not. I have voice recordings of her saying that.
I don't care. She's in court. She's under oath. She's advised me that she wants you to vacate the property.
Under oath, ma'am.
Okay, you have to vacate the property. You have 10 days to vacate.
More than that. I don't have a job right now. I need
All right, ma'am, this is the law.
I understand.
And I don't, okay, well, I want you to understand that's the law. You have 10 days. I can tell why they want you out because you think you can talk over people and yell. You have 10 days to vacate the property. Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, you are to call police.
That's not fair. That is not right.
You are to call police if she tries to vacate or if she tries to enter your premises, if she tries to come in your home, and if she does not leave in 10 days, you come up to the court and there is a form that you get for a writ of eviction, and our court officers will come and remove her and all of her belongings from the property.
Okay, Judge.
Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, if she comes near you or her granddaughter attempts to convince you otherwise, the two of you are to call the police forthwith. You're to call the police. They're not to harass you. You have no obligation to keep anyone on your property that you're not comfortable or safe with. She's to remove all of
and
her
it's
property.
just him. He steals from her and everything else.
she's to leave your property and you're to contact law enforcement if she comes. Do you understand me, Mr. and Mrs. Chandler?
Yes.
Okay, I'm signing it. You have 10 days. You can get your writ for eviction in 10 days.
This is so not fair.
You know what, Miss Pascucci, do you pay rent even? You want to just stay on someone's property for free and you think that's not fair? That they want you out?
That's not even it, ma'am.
All right, you know, I think she might be a risk to your safety, Mr. and Mrs. Chandler. She clearly cannot control herself. The allegations, Mr. Chandler, Mrs. Chandler, who's that? Who is that behind you? Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, who is that at the door behind you?
That's
Your granddaughter?
No.
Yeah.
My granddaughter came in the bedroom just now. And she's
All right,
arguing
and if she,
with my-
Miss Pascucci's to leave the property forthwith. She's a threat to your safety, her and your granddaughter.
Okay.
Ma'am, you're to vacate the property forthwith. I find that you present a risk to these two individuals. It is unsafe for you to be at the property. She's to leave forthwith. I'm signing an immediate writ for her eviction.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I am. And you know what else? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you say one more word. Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, do you need to have your granddaughter vacated?
No, we can handle my granddaughter.
Okay. She's to leave the property immediately. I'll sign a writ now.
Okay.
Okay? If they,
All right.
if she comes in your home, if she makes any threats towards you, if she does not leave forthwith, you're to call the police.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, she's to vacate forthwith. I'll have the clerk bring up paperwork. Mr. and Mrs. Chandler, you can come up to the court and get your writ today. I need to fill that out. Okay, come on up to the court. All right, thank you. Okay. Is that her screaming in the background?
Yeah, it's okay. That's my granddaughter.
Okay. It's just your granddaughter screaming. It's not
Right.
the other individual?
No, the other individual is not in the house.
All right. What do you do if she comes in the house?
We ask her to leave or call the police.
And yes, sir. All right, you're all set.
Yeah, Karen rolls into court and basically she kind of essentially refuses to leave. She gets a little bit testy. So let's have a look at this and let me know what you think down below. I definitely going to need some nicknames for this one.
I still have people. Bell Asset Management versus Danette Malik.
Ready, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I don't know.
I'm looking for every great recommendation I can receive from you today, sir. I have been in a very horrible assaultive position.
Okay, let me.
Since I left your-
Hold on a second.
Okay.
State your name for the record.
Danette Melick.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Melick.
Well, I entered your courtroom honorably last year at this time. I came in as a plaintiff.
Okay.
And when I swore in, I gave some information about one company, Akram Rashid, merging with a new owner. At that time, I, the customer, was not given the respect, nor any other tenant in my building, underneath the laws to meet this person as a consumer. It is of complete responsibility for a new company to acquire the permission of the tenant where money is concerned to enter a good consumer relationship. This did not happen. Time proceeded and this maintenance company decided to enter person's property with no permission, started to manipulate them, stealing possessions, stealing automobiles.
Ma'am, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Are you crazy?
this your motion to set aside the judgment?
Well, I did set it aside and we met that agreement. An attorney named Kevin Callahan sat in a court with me as a plaintiff. According to the law, there are no attorneys allowed. So I tried to motion in at the end of August because I recognized.
Hold on, no attorneys allowed where?
When I first met with you, Your Honor, I went into a small claims. And I was underneath the impression through the courses of the law that there were no attorneys allowed in a small claim. So something kind of got jangled up.
Yeah, your
I
brain.
present charges.
Ma'am, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, because I want to make sure that I've got everything in front of me. Was there a small claims case?
Yes. And at that time, we made an agreement
Go ahead.
that after August,
She
which was
underneath the
Akram
impression.
Rashid's current lease, that there were not supposed to be any changes to, yet that wasn't the case. I would be on a month to month. I raised my right hand. Kevin Callahan, yourself, and I made that agreement. He swore to me, my mother, which then reported it to my banks. I reported it to my private attorneys in New York City that managed my work. And I contacted the courts. I talked to him verbally over the phone from his office in St. Clair Shores. And he stated to me that I swear, you're gonna receive that sheet of paper. I waited and I waited and I waited. Spring and summer came to fruition and I called the courts. It's getting, later in the year, where's the sheet of paper? It was as easy as that. There was no failure of me to make the payment. I still have the finances set aside.
Here he comes.
I feel like they are trying to retaliate against me because I've continued to make reports, which is my sole discretion. I have the right to do that. Between the Michigan State Police that were called on numerous occasions by other.
Ma'am, I'm gonna have to stop you because I'm not clear what you're talking.
Well, I think that there's a position here where there's charges that he wanted to dismiss, but because he did not fulfill the obligation that he promised me, by August, I was being manipulated and they're not following through with their original
Manipulated by
agreement.
whom?
I, yourself, and Callahan last January coming into February. We sat in the Zoom conference. I presented the paperwork that was unorthodox. of
Judge, if I
one
may,
owner
I
and
have
another
information on
owner.
this. I can,
And this change of ownership will not affect your
Space.
lease agreement. She put unless otherwise indicated in your current signed lease. Well, unless otherwise means I can't do what I'm claiming I'm gonna do. She broke these laws.
She being whom?
EJ Elizabeth Jefferson, who claimed to be a property manager that no one had ever met. There is no legible address. The Attorney General states that she's not a registered or licensed person. The federal offices told me not to be in business with them.
Ma'am.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you've lost me.
Well, from the very beginning, I presented, the first time I came in to see you, I presented both pieces of paper.
Ma'am, stop for a moment.
Okay.
I had them pull a small claims case involving yourself against Bell Management.
Yeah, they did things
That
that were
was-
illegal. Fair housing.
Ma'am,
The lawyer's face.
that was over a year ago. I would like to say I absolutely remember that,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I'm in dismay myself, sir, because I made that agreement with you. I clearly don't allow a judge or myself to be taken advantage of by an attorney's office.
Well, I don't know that I've been taken advantage of.
I believe I have been.
Okay.
I would
that's
not
fine.
enter your courts to present this witness information as
Oh,
very
ma'am,
imperative.
stop for one moment.
Okay.
I don't
let me
think she can.
hear, I've heard from you for a while. Let me hear from the other side.
Okay.
Mr. Callahan.
Thank you, Judge. Kevin Callahan, P78273, representing Bell Asset Management. The matter that Ms. Malik is speaking of was a previous matter, a small claims matter that was filed against my client in conjunction with a non-payment of rent matter that we filed against Ms. Malik. Those matters have been decided. Those matters are closed. It has no bearing on this matter whatsoever. This current case, Ms. Malik even admitted she's on a month-to-month tenancy. We provided a 30-day notice to Ms. Malik. She never showed up to court, so a default judgment was entered back in October against Ms. Malik. We subsequently filed a writ of eviction. That writ was signed by Your Honor, and now we get this motion to set aside that default 2 months after the default was entered, alleging that no attorney present and it was against her rights. And I'm as lost as you are with this, Judge. There's no basis to set this judgment aside. Ms. Malik is a month-to-month tenant. She has to vacate the property. However, I will say for the record, because I'm not going to let my reputation possibly be besmirched on the record here of doing anything illegal or improper, Ms. Malik has called my office and left over 120 voicemails accusing me of crimes under the federal law that don't exist, made threats against me, my family.
What?
Ms. Malik, I allowed you to speak. Please allow me to speak. She's made threats against my bar license. She's made threats against my family. She's made threats against my office staff. It has been deplorable what my staff has gone through with Ms. Malik over a situation that is a simple month-to-month termination, and Ms. Malik refuses to leave the property, Judge.
What?
We're just asking for that judgment to stand and the writ to stand so that my client can move forward.
Leave the property. I never made any threats to anybody's family. I never made any threats to anybody. I did call the office. I asked him for the sheet of paper that he promised. He said he would give me a month to month after August. I said, what is going on? I said, give me the oral confirmation or the written confirmation, and I'm going to continue to pay the money from August onward. I asked your court, I said, may I please have the sheet of paper?
Ma'am.
I did not threaten anybody.
Okay, fine. I don't know anything about that.
And
I'm not.
if he made an
I
agreement
am-
about a month to
ma'am,
month,
ma'am,
why am I?
Ma'am, you have interrupted me numerous times.
I'm sorry.
That needs to stop.
I did not threaten anybody.
Okay,
Okay.
fine. Always
Just
two sides to
horribly
the story.
rude.
But the reality here is you're before the court challenging, you're asking me to set aside a judgment to stay the writ.
She then told me, she flip-flopped with me 3 times. She put another sheet of paper underneath my door, asking me, EJ Jefferson.
Ma'am,
She
that
asked
has
me if I
nothing.
abandoned my
Ma'am,
unit.
ma'am.
Then she tried to take the money out
Ma'am,
3
okay,
times
ma'am,
in
I'm gonna,
September
you know
and
what I'm gonna do,
October.
ma'am, here's what I'm gonna do.
But there was no order.
Ma'am, I'm gonna pass
She
the matter.
asked me to move
Quit
out.
interrupting me.
Yeah, she's still
Quit
trying to take the money.
interrupting me. That's warning 2. On the 3rd one, I act.
Ooh, contempt.
You're before the court to set aside the writ to set aside the judgment and the writ.
Yes.
So that the record is clear, the judgment was entered for failure to appear at 2 hearings. First one being October 6th, and then on October 20th. I issued of 2023. I issued the judgment.
Because I thought that the month to month would be honored. That's all. That's all that he gave me. It was all the information I went by, was what I was sworn in. When I'm underneath oath, an agreement is made, nothing
Underneath oath.
happened other than me calling his office.
She said when I'm underneath oath even.
Was sworn in. When I'm underneath oath,
What?
an agreement is made, nothing happened other than me calling his office and asking for that sheet of paper. I diligently, respectfully, and responsibly, as a
Ma'am, you can have a seat before I find you in contempt. That is now the third time that you have interrupted. Have a seat. Counsel, just wait. I will read the case at some point.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Alrighty. So essentially,
Try this.
he put her in timeout.
Trudy Avey versus Don McMahon. Okay.
We're supposed to be gone this.
He basically put her on the naughty step, essentially. All right, let's see if we can find where they pick all of this one up. Yeah, she's just another one of these ones that just doesn't know when to stop. Like, I mean, how many times does the judge have to tell her, like, stop interrupting? But you see, people like her, I'm not just saying like women like her, I mean, genuinely just people like her in general. They're so used to always getting their own way, to being the boss. She's probably the boss at home. You know, she tells everybody what to do, tells her kids what to do, tells her husband what to do, all of this kind of stuff. And is so used to that, she comes into court and thinks that she can do the same. It's like, well, you're picking the wrong judge to try to pull that crap with. All right, so it looks like we might be back on. Here we go. All right. Like making threats and stuff. Like, come on, lady.
And for the record, Judge, again, Kevin Callahan for plaintiff P78273.
State your name again, Miss Mann.
Danette Mellick.
All right. Let me, before anybody else says anything, because this is going way far afield. The only issue before me is the order that I issued in October, which was the judgment, and then the writ of eviction.
Well, I failed the October. I don't know how. I got confused. I'm not accustomed to the courts.
Ma'am.
That's a you problem though, isn't it? Like, that's not the judge's fault. It's not the lawyer's fault. I mean, come on, man.
But if at any given time, here's what the problem for you, Miss Mann, and I'm just gonna be blunt about it. That judgment went out from the court shortly after my signing. All right.
Sir, may I ask something of you? Once an agreement.
The judge and all of our eyes rolled there at the same time, I'm pretty certain.
Sir, may I ask something of you? Once an agreement is made in court, isn't that you respectfully gave me the month to month. He told me if I dropped the charges on his group, his client would agree to give me a month to month. I mean,
Then you're gonna have to file a new claim that alleges that. That's not before me.
That's why I motioned in August.
No, but that is not before me today.
This is how I will state it.
No,
wait.
won't. That's not before me.
I can pay the money. There was never a failure. I swear, I had the money aside.
They want you out.
I didn't.
It's not about the money.
They asked me to pay. There was no probable cause in any level. I called his office respectfully. I asked him for the sheet of paper for the month to month that was agreed upon after August. She put a renewal underneath my door. If she wanted me to leave, why was she sending me a renewal? She tried to take the money out in September and October. That would mean I'm still on a month to month. I just said, where is the paperwork to confirm that? My bank has it on the record, JP Morgan Chase, September and October.
Ma'am, They want you out.
But she asked me to renew.
Ma'am, I don't know about any of those conversations. They have properly been granted a judgment for possession. They properly filed the writ or the order of eviction. I've signed the order of eviction. There is no basis, and I've listened to everything you said to me. There is no basis for this court to set aside that judgment or to stay the execution of the order of eviction or the writ of restitution. There's no legal basis for me.
I can't pay the money that was agreed
They
upon,
don't want the money.
Hmm.
This was
even though
a-
she tried to take it out in September and
Oh
October.
my God, lady, listen.
This is a termination of tenancy case. I don't know anything that they've done regarding taking it out. This is
They did. They
termination.
tried to take the money out.
Okay, ma'am, that's fine. I don't know that. But even if that were true, the judgment in this
Richard,
case,
I have not done anything though, Your Honor. I mean, this is against the law. I
no, what would be against the law is for me to grant your relief you're requesting. Because they, like you have rights, they have rights. You brought this before the court. And I'm gonna say it again to you, so hopefully it'll sink in. They properly got a judgment. Upon properly getting that judgment, they properly requested an order of eviction. I issued the order of eviction. That order of eviction, the judgment, because you have not provided a basis that will stand. Your motion.
I did nothing after August other than oblige where a month to month was concerned. That was the agreement.
So
I
what?
did not refuse payment. There was no probable cause.
Month to month can be cancelled at any month. That's why it's called month to month.
She put a renewal underneath my door. I says, well, where's the sheet of paper if you're trying to renew? And then she's flip-flopping back and forth with me. Well, I'm like, okay, I thought I was supposed to be on a month to month. That's all it was. She lied to me. And then she lied to me again. And then she tried to take the money out 3 times. So it got me confused. I'm like, well, then am I on a month to month? The bank has that on record. So I came in thinking that if I spoke the truth, because I was sworn in last year and it was agreed upon that I'd be on a month to month after August. That was it. It was as simple as that. I contacted your courts on numerous occasions prior to the end of August.
Ma'am, maybe you don't understand. I just issued my ruling. Your motion is denied. What I will indicate is that the escrow will be held for 15 days and then it will be released back to the defendant. I will not pay the escrow over to the plaintiff. It will be released back to the defendant in this case. Thank you.
So what is the
Thank you,
time
Judge.
frame may I have till the end of January, sir?
Ma'am, you're operating on borrowed time. I signed the writ
I cannot just,
December 3rd. I signed the writ December 3rd.
to have a moving truck in, please, sir. I mean, it is the dead of winter. I have no problem moving out. I've been looking for another place because I don't trust the people. First, they're making an agreement with me and then they're flip-flopping. Could you please, a little courtesy where this is concerned, please?
You've not granted me any courtesy in terms of your talking. Why should I grant you any? But despite that, the writ will not execute prior to January 16th. So I will give you, I will give you that grace of 10 days, and if I hear anything else, I may take that.
So I have to be out of this place by January 16th?
They cannot execute the writ prior to that date.
Okay.
Because otherwise they could do it tomorrow.
Right.
I am giving that 10-day, I'm giving you that period. I'm not giving you to the end of the month. I'm giving you that period. That's as far as I'm going. I'm done.
I don't know what I did. And I feel swindled.
Judge, should I enter a order to that effect or will the court?
Yes,
produce the order?
sir. Please, please.
Okay, thank you. I will
Prepare
email
an
it.
order under the 7-day rule, please.
I'll do that.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge. Have a great day.
You do the same, but too late.
The escrow itself, when does that get repaid to me?
You need to listen to what I just told you. 15 days, I will release the escrow back.
May I enter a bank account number or an
No.
address to you?
No,
I have to give you a different address because if I'm not going to be living here,
ma'am, you can give it to the clerk's office any day. I'm done. You need to leave my.
Bye, Felicia. Oh, man. Well, that was one hell of a day for Judge Simpson. I feel bad for anybody being booted out of their home like that. It's obviously not nice, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, how many times do you need to be told, lady? It looks to me like she was just looking for any excuse to just cling on there as long as she could. Thank you so much, Armageddon's Fire, for the 199 super sticker. Really appreciate that. And Dalek Beck has been Dalek Beck has been a member for 19 months. Says, long live the young Irish Demon Army. Thank you so much indeed. I really do appreciate that. Well, that was a lot of fun. Hello, everybody. I am back again. I'm on my feet again. So again, for those who don't know, I've been a little bit unwell for the past few weeks. After the crash, as you guys know, I crashed my motorcycle, broke basically everything from the hair down. My leg hasn't been doing so great. I had a piece of my motorcycle decided to make its way inside my leg, and I got really, really unwell from it. But I'm doing so much better, and you know what? I just could not wait to get back to making videos. And yeah, I'm excited to bring some of this stuff. Like, I'm still a fan of all of this kind of content myself. So it's like, damn, I want to make a video about that. But then I would, feel really nauseous and not be able to move. But anyway, no big deal. We have a Karen here. And this Karen, this again is from OSG. And I'm not just here like ganking OSG shit. It's just I watch basically everything OSG puts out because, they're always really, really good. It's bad when a cop needs a protection order against somebody. And I used to see this all the time when I worked in the courts myself. I actually did spend, again, I was injured, of course, a broken wrist, and I spent quite a bit of time working in the protection order court. So I used to see some beautiful stuff like in real life. So anyway, we have this Karen here. She wants the judge to drop a protection order that he granted, or that maybe another judge granted, against her on behalf of a police officer. And then she accuses the judge of basically defending said police officer. So let's check this one out. Again, this one's from OSG, and it's Judge Rossi, so it's going to be.
Yeah, no, and I
In
guess
front
what
of
I'm
everybody,
getting
my daughter had to see them abuse me and almost kill me outside, throw me in the police car, and then all of them did it to me in jail.
This is the people of the state of Michigan versus Mandy Morgan, case number 18-07768-FH, and this hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court today on Miss Morgan's request to set aside a conviction, two convictions of assault, resist, obstruct a police officer from 2019.
So that kind of adds some more to it. So I'm assuming a lot of the stuff with the RO comes from those convictions. Now, just real quick, I might need to go off screen once or twice here. This isn't a very long video. It's about 15 minutes or so. I might have to go off screen a couple of times. So I'm trying to stand up as much as I can and walk around as much as I can because I need to get the blood flowing in the leg. But sometimes it gets a little bit too much. So I got to go sit down or just kind of maybe stroll around the room a little bit. So just ignore me if you see me like walking around in the background or just randomly disappearing. I'm going to leave this play while I have a little bit of a stroll here in just a second, but yeah, let's get back to it.
So, as an initial matter, counsel, why don't you place your appearance on the record?
Bonnie Pravet on behalf of the people.
Very well. And ma'am, you're Miss Morgan? You're going to have to unmute Miss Morgan.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
All right. And Miss Morgan, I'm going to swear you in if you'd please raise your right hand. do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Morgan, did you receive the prosecutor's office's response to your motion?
Yes, I did. I didn't understand it though.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that I received that. And did you receive a copy of the letter from Police Department Detective Levi Guppy?
I think it was some man. It was some man who wrote a letter. He said he can't appear in court.
Yeah, he was a Grand Rapids police officer, and his the gist of his letter there was that
excuse me,
and I'm not certain if it was yeah, it was in connection with this incident because he describes the resisting and obstructing as you trying to force your way into a vehicle against his orders at the time while you were intoxicated. And uh, stemming out of that, then he states there were false allegations, including uh, internal affairs complaints with the police department and the jail, alleging discourtesy, excessive force, sexual discrimination, and racial discrimination, and also with the Department of Civil Rights against the city of Grand Rapids. Uh, uh, Detective Guppy, and the county sheriff's office. Um, and that ultimately all those investigations concluded by 2022 with the finding of that they weren't supported or that they were false in the case of the internal affairs complaints. So he is requesting that I deny the request to set aside the conviction based on, one of the standards to set aside conviction is that the amount of time has passed since the conviction, and second, that your conduct during the time since the conviction has been good enough to merit setting aside the conviction. Why shouldn't I do what the detective wants me to do in this case and deny your request at this time?
Well, I was abused that whole night. I had brought out body cams with that lawyer that I had. He's not saying any of that, Judge. He's not saying anything about how he punched me into my head multiple times. The only reason why I went to go into the truck with the key is to turn my alarm off. And I was
sorry, no, but like, okay. Let's imagine, right, that all of what she's saying is true, that, she was abused and all the rest of it. That still doesn't mean that she didn't do what they said she did. So that wouldn't be grounds in and of itself to have it overturned, right? Like, I assume I'm right on that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
I was in handcuffs already. I got slammed to the ground. I got almost beaten to death outside and in the jail.
All right. Well, I was there. Obviously, I didn't see what happened. What lawyer represented you in the matter?
I don't remember her name, but I know she was tall and she had red hair.
Okay. Was she your
It
criminal
was a long
lawyer?
time ago, so I
It
really,
might have been Laura Joyce, I suppose.
yes,
She's with the
yes, I think
defendant's office
that's
and fits your
yes.
description. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the bottom line, though, is that even after reviewing the cameras and, the information during the investigation, none of those agencies found a reason to, sustain your complaint or even write a letter of reprimand, much less take any disciplinary action.
So it was warranted then, essentially. Like, I mean, it's not nice that anybody needs to get, to get hit or to be physical with them or whatever. Like, that sucks and all, but sometimes you have to. That's just the nature of it.
It sounds to me like that the allegations, weren't supported adequately by the video and things like that, or I would have expected some sort of outcome to come out of those investigations. So, I guess
They
Like, at
didn't
least
even give
one.
me a chance to, you know, even voice my opinion on how that happened. Even my auntie was the one who called the police and lied. How am I driving with my daughter when my car was parked in my auntie's yard and my dad had my keys? See, nobody was there, you know, to actually see really what happened.
Yeah.
But hold on. She said that she was going back into the car to get the keys. How could that be the case if her daddy had the keys?
My whole family seen it, and I feel like how they almost killed me that night. I feel that I should have a chance of freedom of all the good. I mean, I've been good for how many years? I haven't even been a felon. My
Oh, wow.
background isn't even bad. I'm not.
Oh, like, congratulations, your fucking medal's in the mail. Like, a chance of freedom? Like, she's in her own gaff right now. Like, that's freedom.
That type of person.
Why don't you
But for
describe to me some of the other things you've been up to since that time?
I got me a job. I work at sanitation.
Okay.
Fair play.
How long you been
I
working there?
DoorDash. I have a 14-year-old daughter.
Awesome.
How long you been working?
Almost a month now.
Okay.
Fair play.
It just hurts me because they almost killed me. And my mental state is really bad against, like, I'm scared to death of the police. How a man feels like they can punch me in my head that hard and so many times and expecting me just to take it.
Okay, now, obviously, I haven't seen what she's talking about, right? So I'm not able to kind of say, okay, what she's saying is true or false, right? Obviously not, right? I don't think anybody is. It is always quite confronting in scenarios, especially where the offender is a female and the officer's male and they have to hit them, right? Like, it never looks good. It never, ever looks good, you know, when somebody's on the floor and a cop has to hit them. The reality of it is, no, you're always going to get a few jumped up assholes who are going to take an opportunity to hit somebody. They might be sexist, they might be racist. It may well be the case, okay? I'm not discounting that. Like, I'm not here to say that all cops are angels by a long shot, because I've seen it with my own eyes when I was working. Not a lot of them aren't, right? Okay, fine. The reality is there is circumstances where a cop needs to hit somebody. You know, like, it's either that or you're going to get sprayed, tased, or shot. Take your pick. I don't know about you lads and lassies, but if I was acting up, I'd much rather get a clock in the head than get tased. Like, riding the lightning ain't fun. I can tell you that much. I can tell you, you could break walnuts with your ass if you get tased. And it sucks. It is awful. And I only had it for like 3 seconds, I think we had to do. And we hold the prongs. That sucks. Being pepper sprayed is one of the worst things in the world. It is awful. And yeah, you know, having a bam bam situation, you know, dying of lead poisoning, that's obviously not going to be good. So yeah, you do see these, you know, sometimes open hand strikes, sometimes just straight up punches. Because if somebody's hands are hidden, you don't know what they have, and you need to get them to release, then you gotta just wail on them, like, and it doesn't look good. I get that. Especially if it's a female. Like, that's just the reality of it. You might say, oh, well, you know, they deserve it either way. Sure, fine. But it doesn't look good. So I get it. It can look confronting. It just doesn't mean that there isn't a good reason to do it. So just because she's a woman doesn't discount the fact that she can be very dangerous. You know, a 90-year-old lady with a handgun can be just as dangerous as me with a handgun. Mind you, I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat, but that's neither here nor there.
And how they threw me in the holding cell and put their knees in my back, sir.
You might,
Yeah,
if you want
well,
to
and
complain.
like I said, I of course wasn't there. I didn't see any of those things. I do see that, you know, ultimately coming out of that, you did plead to the two.
They
With,
made me plead to that too. And it also says attempt as a misdemeanor.
right,
They
they were
made me
both
plead to that.
attempted.
Can't
Yeah,
be made
yeah,
plead.
They
both
made me plead to
misdemeanors.
that because of what they did. They didn't want me to go further with what they did to me out there.
Even if you did plea, you could still go and, you know, press charges or try to get charges brought against those people. You can't be made to plea. Just technically, you cannot be forced to plea, right? We've all watched these court videos for, you know, endless hours where they say, has anybody promised you or coerced you to make this plea? And you say no. Now, if you've been coerced, you're going to probably say no anyway, right? Of course. So it does happen. There's no doubt about it. And sometimes it's fair to say that, you know, they do kind of force your hand a little bit. It's kind of like, well, look, if you plead to the misdemeanor and take a rap on the wrist rather than fighting the charge and risk getting a felony. So like, I get where she's coming from. You can feel coerced into it. But either way, even if she took it on the chin from the get-go, you can, if you'll excuse that pun based on what allegedly happened, she can still go and fight for what happened to her if it is strong enough. And she did. She brought it all the way to the internal affairs, to a commission, the whole shooting match. And they all said no. Every one of them.
Well, I mean,
Body cams were shown in the court and everything.
Yeah, and they
you
said
know,
no.
when I do take pleas, you know, every week, and when you take
Let's see
one,
if I
you
can
do have
find
to
these body
say
cams.
that, you know, you are guilty of what the charges are, and that you know, no one's threatening you or you know, making any side deals with you, as it were. And it sounds like then that you know,
In that court hearing, it was all types of side deals. The man wasn't even there during any court hearing. I just don't find this fair at all.
no, I understand. However,
Might not need to be there,
you
you
know,
know.
part of the set aside process is, you know, the taking the responsibility for what happened in the past. And it sounds like, unfortunately, you're just not there yet. And, you know, there may be, you know,
Oh,
say, I don't understand the underlying,
well, is there any way that I could push this further of them beating me since they want to push everything away? Because if I can't do this now, then I'm going to push this through the courts of how they put their hands on me and almost kill me
Do
yeah,
it.
over a
well,
lie
with
that
regard
somebody
to that,
called on me.
yeah, the only thing I can advise is certainly a lawyer could take up those complaints, you know.
Do it. Do it. You have every right to do it. I don't know what happened, is the reality. None of us watching this right now, unless you have seen body cam footage that I haven't, none of us actually know what happened. She may have absolutely done nothing wrong, and she may have gotten hammered for no good reason. Let's just say that's the case. Go for it. Fight it. By all means, you have every right to. It doesn't take away from the fact that you were found guilty or that you pled to these offenses. No, you can claim that you were coerced or whatever. Maybe you were. And if that's the case, fight it. Fight the fucking thing. But yeah, I just don't
You
buy
know, if
it.
they found there was enough of a case there, you could
Yes,
bring.
I am, because I would really like, and I would like to, if anyone could send me his information to where I can give to a lawyer, because this right here, I feel that's not right, that a police officer had a right to punch me as big as he is with
Size don't
handcuffs
matter.
on me in the back of my head
All
so
right.
many
Well,
times.
here's what I'll do is I'm gonna deny it today.
I want to see that body cam.
However, I'll mark on the denial that you can reapply in a year. That'll give you
fair.
some time to go through it with a lawyer. Guy I used to work with, Steve Drew, handles complaints against police officers. He's at
Yes, I would really like to
Drew
push
Cooper
through with that,
Nanding. If
because
you want someone to review the case, he'll at least review it. You know, and I can't make any comment as to its merit, but you can certainly tell Steve that Judge Rossi recommended him, you know, as an attorney to possibly
That's
review
very
the
fair.
case at least.
yeah, because I want to reopen that up or something, because I feel that that's not right, that happened to me in front of my daughter.
Yeah, no, and I
In
guess
front
what
of
I'm getting
everybody.
here,
My daughter had to see them abuse me and almost kill me outside, throw me in the police car, and then all of them did it to me in jail.
yeah.
I wish that lawyer was here,
But was it
she
because of your
understood
actions?
exactly and she seen what happened.
I want
Well,
to
and
see that body
certainly
cam.
if you know,
And
Miss
that
Joyce is
man, he has no heart with God. That's
all
all
right.
I can say.
Well, Miss Joyce still works at the defender's office. You know, I'd certainly be willing to either hear her testimony or review any letter or anything she would submit in support. But you know what I've got right now is two different, you know, sides of the story saying the opposite thing. You know, I've
I
got
feel
you
that you're
saying this was
believing
terrible, and
him. You're
yeah.
taking his side.
Well, all I
And
can,
that's okay. That's
yeah,
okay, because like I said, God sees what happens and how people treats people. And
I agree, and
justice
all I can say
is
is,
not served
yeah.
with this.
Yeah, and it seems like the paperwork, at least on you
And
know,
for
from
you to
his
sit
perspective,
there and
cleared him.
discriminate towards me like I didn't learn, knowing
What?
you wasn't there.
What? What? What is she talking about? How is he discriminating against you? He's literally telling you, here's a guy. This dude is the guy to go to deal with your issue. He also gave this whole, you can come back in a year once you've had to. How is he discriminating against you? He wasn't there. Was he one of the cops? Was he standing there? What?
Yeah, I
And
agree. And
justice
all I can say
is
is,
not served
yeah,
with this.
yeah, and
We're
it
missing
seems like the
something, man.
paperwork, at least on,
And for
from
you
his
to sit
perspective,
there and
cleared him.
discriminate towards me like I didn't learn, knowing you wasn't there, I feel that ain't right either, sir. That's
Yep,
not
no,
right at all.
I
is she on about?
understand the,
So I would like to push this further,
yep,
very
and you can
higher. And I,
also
matter of fact, I
appeal,
want to
Very
sue
higher.
him
Yep.
for abusing me and almost killing me.
Well, I'd like to say, I'd recommend on the civil side, talk to Steve Drew. He can give you the parameters if it's a good case or not. That he
Oh,
would.
it's definitely going to be a good case because then body cams is going to get brought back in.
All right.
I have no doubt it's going to be good, but not for the reasons that you think so.
Well, like
So
I
yeah, I
say,
appreciate that.
and then you can bring this to set it aside again in a year when maybe there's a little more clarity on
I
what.
don't see how it's clarity when you're not even you're listening to mainly what he did and say it's okay for a man to abuse a woman.
Well, I don't want to say that, but I would do say that, it looks like from his perspective, at least all those internal investigations that they did in the Department of Civil Rights, I assume did not find
He
any.
the one who stopped all that. He did. So
Well, but
yes.
those are independent, they have some.
But for you to sit
duties.
there and discriminate towards me though, out of
Well,
all
I'm
7
not
years
trying to
that
be
I never been a
discriminatory
felon,
yet.
I never
Oh,
assaulted
wow.
nobody, I never did anything like that. So yeah, for you to say that to me, that's not right at all.
Yep,
So
I
yeah,
understand your
let's push
position,
this
but
further, and I'd rather end this.
yep, I'm just reading the files.
Lads, what am I missing here? What did she expect was going to happen? That she was going to go in there, say all that stuff, and the judge would go, yep, you're exonerated now. Go pick up that cop and put him in jail. What a dumbass. I'm sorry, to put it so in such plain words, but that's an idiot right there, frankly, okay? And it doesn't matter that she's a woman. It doesn't matter about her skin color. None of that shit matters. She's an idiot. Plain and simple. Dumbass.
So the request is
Exactly.
denied
That's
at
all you're
this
doing
time.
is reading a file. You're
No,
not
that's
sitting
all
here
That's
understanding
his
as
job.
a man, feeling it's okay for them to punch me all in my head and throw me on the ground for a lie that my auntie said. That
All
was
right.
the whole thing was a lie. And I'm going to push that too because it's not right to make false lies to the police.
All
That's
right.
False lies. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Law talk with Mandy Morgan. Don't make false lies to the police.
against the law.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm more than willing to hear additional evidence, but it'll have to be a year from now.
That's all right. That's
We can
fine.
bring
What
it
I
again.
might as well end it now then.
All right. Thank
But
you.
I know one thing. I really hope God takes care of y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty, Mandy. How do we even break this one down? Oh, mother of God. Okay, so just to kind of recap, right? Sorry, my leg is absolutely vibrating now, so I got to make this super quick. So this moron over here obviously got in trouble, right? Now, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but she was found guilty. She pled guilty, whatever. So she's guilty in the eyes of the law, okay? Now, may there have been coercion? Who knows? Possibly, right? It happens. Okay, fine. We'll accept that. Fact of the matter is, she made these complaints about these officers maybe being too heavy-handed with her. And I get it. It can look that way. I'm sure it can feel that way, and it sucks. But you kind of got yourself into this situation. So I don't really have a lot of sympathy there. Then the judge is trying to help you. He's literally saying, here's the guy to go to. He didn't have to say shit. He's saying, here's the guy to go to help you with this situation, to maybe be able to further this for you. And then she says that he's discriminating against her. I'll discriminate against you for being an idiot. How about that? Simple. If brains were dynamite, she wouldn't have enough to blow her nose. Anyway, lads and lassies, I've got to go put my leg up because it's pretty sore right now. I got some more for you, and we'll catch you in a little bit. Sláinte.